We should be live now.
Sweet.
I just got a YouTube.
Inappropriate content.
Does someone want to ping the Discords and the Twitters and stuff?
Yeah. Once I get the link, I'll do that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay. We are live. I see me. I see us. I see all of us. I see me. Why am I? No, I'm kidding.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's been a painful week waiting for Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's back. In the time between last week and this week, my company went through a huge migration way too quickly, and it's been a hell of a week.
Boo. Yuck.
No, it doesn't matter. It's Thursday. It's fine.
Boo. No, it's nasty.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
nasty.
It was a migration that should have been like a 6-month migration, and we did it in 2 weeks.
Mm-mm-mm.
I also have a lot to say about my week, but I will just say very blankly, I had a bad week, but I'm still in a pretty good mood, so.
That's good. And you know what? Let's see if we can't improve that a little bit.
That's right.
First things first, before we go into the recap, I do want to start each session, if needed, to make it like my correction times. You know, when I say Mia instead of Mika, or drows don't have golden eyes, look at all of my golden eyed drows.
That's me. I'm the golden-eyed drow.
I'm the boy who's golden.
There were no mistakes. I'm perfect. That's all I wanted to say.
Huh.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
weird.
no,
You're
wait.
hubris.
One mistake. Arthur died. That was a thing. I forgot to mention it.
Huh.
Yeah, it was during the conversation with Kip.
Well,
Split.
But
No.
I thought Kai left to go talk with Kip.
Shifty eyes. Chun chun.
I forgot about that. That's right. You did have a conversation with Kip. Not about murdering Arthur, though. I can at least confirm that.
What the
Chun
fuck?
chun.
It was. I said not about murdering Arthur.
It was definitely not about that.
Well, now I'm disappointed.
All right, everyone. Piff, are you going to do a recap for us tonight, sir?
I am going to do a recap for you.
All yours, my friend.
This is for Squee. Because he can't remember his own campaign.
It's
Notes.
true.
What are
He
notes?
forgot Kai spoke to the Kip.
Wow.
I have been told that my inability to remember names is like a flaw on my real life character sheet.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anywho, we
It's true.
started last episode starting a fight. Rolled initiative, all very nice. I'm not going to go turn by turn because this would. But generally, everyone did their thing. Tyburn swung a shovel. Kai threw bolts, I think.
Sparkly bolts.
Sparkle bolts. Magic sparkle bolts. I shoot yelled at a lot of people.
It's true. Really upset them.
Yeah.
Orit oozed on someone. I think it was Tyburn.
It was me.
Arthur gave a hug and then a suplex, or what was it?
Yes.
What's that thing called?
Yeah, you're
A
absolutely
Batista
right.
bomb.
A Batista
Batista
bomb. Yes.
bomb.
Yeah.
And Dolma, crap. I can't remember entirely what your move thing was.
I don't think she did that exactly.
Yeah, she did.
Nope, that definitely wasn't during the combat.
She might have said crap, but
No, she took her rapier and she stuck it through the skull of the hellhound.
That's right, rapier. There was some interesting fellows there, like 2 hellhounds. One wounded inn owner that we were in, and it was slightly singed from the burning of the hellhounds. And then there was one tiny monk man who was the famous monk that did the punching, and like I couldn't believe that he was here.
The crimson guy.
Yeah, like half of him was here though.
It's like a cheap thrift store version of the Crimson Tiger. He was the Great Value brand.
I think the other half is doing something else.
The Crimson Tiger was just two people in a trench coat, and only half of them showed up.
Oh my god.
Let's see. I think after that, Kib came in and everyone clapped. Then let's see, what the heck happened? There was a lot of talking. He told us to do a thing. We told him there's a lot of people telling us to do things, and he gave us a little bit of insight in all of those. I got suspicious. And I think a few other people got a good ear to him. A one-on-one talk. Also, Arthur didn't have the best time because this was the first time that things were killed, especially right in front of him, and also then started carving up the dogs. Kai
While
started
he was cuddling it.
What?
He wasn't cuddling it. He was.
Basically.
He was holding it.
I thought it was
You
on the
dropped
ground.
it on the ground.
Yeah.
No, well, so maybe we should describe a Batista bomb. You throw it on the ground, but you also go with it.
I didn't know that. Does it
Yeah,
look like I know what
he's
the hell
still-
a Batista is?
Fred said that after it died in his arms, he just gently put it on the ground.
Yeah, but
and then
that was
when
also-
Kai started carving it.
That was also
it's true.
after Kai said, "Okay, I'm gonna walk up and start carving it," and I'm like,
Okay,
"Oh."
details.
Yeah,
We're getting off
to be
topic.
fair. My apologies, Piff. Please continue.
Let's see. That's pretty much most of the episode was a fight. Was there anything
We're going to
like
an
there was
opera.
Yes, there was one more
Yeah.
important piece is that
Oh,
right after the fight.
Right, there was a piece of paper that flew in that
Mhm.
invited us to an opera that we may or may not think might be an underground vigilante group.
The Harpers. Possibly.
Yes.
Also,
Maybe.
important information about Norith.
Oh yeah, that is
Yes.
that
You,
she was.
you got to talk to the bartender and find out his involvement in all this.
Without
Oh, yeah.
interrogating him with bagpipes.
Apparently, the dogs were there because she was the Norith, the ice clone lady that we was just like it was her that gave us the thing. She's probably listening through the magic. She came in. We into the inn when we were not there, and then sucked some hellhounds. And then took two of the bard ladies.
The bartenders is true. Actually, it's a very good point too, Piff. You know that when you were talking to Lady Celine and you mentioned, hey, maybe we should dispel magic or something, that Celine did and found something and then dispelled it.
Yes.
So that's a very good point. Very well done. Thank you. You get yourself a gold star.
Thank you.
What?
There's probably some other. I know I very slightly touched upon. Was it Kai talking to Kip?
To Kip. Correct. Kai went outside and spoke with Kip briefly about
I think that was a secret. I'm not sure.
Sheem and knowing that Sheem is not a drow and wanted Kip to be careful. And while you guys did not hear the actual conversation, she did come in afterwards and inform you some of the details that Kip was actually aware of this and that they were basically trying to follow the philosophy of keep your enemies close because they have no idea what she's planning and they figure if they have her close that they might be able to figure that out.
Yeah, that worked so well with the gem, didn't it?
Yep. Worked super well. Lots of good decisions being made here.
Yeah, we got it. We got to follow that quest line, but I think we got to do an opera for sure.
Yeah.
Also, if Kip did request or ask you guys to look into something for him, which was there is a gentleman. Give me a second. Let me pull up the
Oh
actual details.
yeah. There was a guy he wanted us to kill, and then we're like, why don't we just give him to the authorities? And he's just like, shucks, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of. He was like, absolutely, you can do that. But if you can't, though, you can just kill him. We're fine with it.
He's
Basically-
recruiting Kenku for some reason.
Correct. Harko Swornhold was an evil adventurer exiled from Averton who has found his way back in, and they believe he's working with Xanathar's guild to incite violence by recruiting Kinku. And if you do this, not only are you a member of the Lord's Alliance, but he also promised to show Kai his true form.
Hell yeah, we gotta do it.
And a little bit of an important note that I don't want us to forget is that after a whole bunch of talking and everything, we felt as if the music had stopped.
Yeah, there was like a weird moment where we all I think who addressed it? It was just a few of us.
I don't think it's
Tavern was
important.
mostly the only one who addressed it, going, "Hey, Ashu, did you feel that? Your magic, figure it out."
Yeah, speaking of, I think we might want to start the episode. I'm not quite sure if this is still allowed, but I think we're still technically in the moment.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, we
Anyone
just
else adept
Yeah.
with magic want to try to roll for it?
I think Kai would have noticed and like glanced around and definitely like locked eyes with Orit.
Honestly, I don't think it's important.
Squee. It's the cat allergy again.
It's like just some dude like next. Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
No, we don't.
What is it,
Dolma?
It's because it's music, guys! This is her thing!
Some dude with like a jukebox is next door that just stopped.
Punches it. Sorry about that.
Give me a second.
Holy
I gotta
shit.
think for a second.
Do we still have the bar
Jazz
map?
music
Or
stops.
Are we done? Are we done with that?
Oh no, we have the bar map. I can pull that up. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just so we know where
let me just
everyone is.
Close out Averton and pull up the mundane inn. Let me make it small first, and then I will share it because sharing is caring and gives me time to think about what exactly I would tell Dolma. What is it with you guys and knowledge checks in this campaign?
We only need one.
The universe just wants us to understand everything.
Look, to be fair, there is
Oops.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, 6.
Although we did, what roll did we do last time where we all just like fucking biffed it?
I
One.
can't remember.
I think it was the paper one. Like the
Oh,
who
yeah.
got
Yeah,
like, the paper
okay,
bird.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because that one didn't matter.
So Dolma, thinking about it and thinking about what you just went through, you think back and it's not that you think of something, it's more the opposite, which gives you some information. You can't, obviously there's something magical involved with this, right? If everyone felt it and felt it at the exact same time, you feel it's too much of a coincidence to just be. If it had just been you, you might have just passed it off as a weird thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone feeling it at the same time must be related, but you can't recall a single spell that would do something like that, which means, unless you're really far off your mark, either it's a spell that you have never come across before, or it is an ability, a natural inborn ability of some creature that you have not met before or have not studied before. It could be either one of those two things. Because you recall, and I'll say with that 20 check, you're just like going back through your list of spells that you've ever come across or seen sold, and none of them have an effect like this. Nothing that makes you stop hearing something that you didn't even know you were hearing, and then go away just as mysteriously.
Could it be? This is the non-magic person in the room. Could it be a side effect, or like kind of like when someone hangs up a phone? So it's like the ending of something happening.
That's definitely what it feels like the ending of something or a break in something, because the feeling went away too.
Yeah, so it's like it's less this is the ability itself, and that there was a different ability occurring, and we only felt the ending of it.
Possible.
Would I need to like roll a history or something to see if I can remember like the beginning of it?
I would say no. I would say that wouldn't help you.
Okay.
This was so subtle that you'd have no idea when it started or even what it is. Right now, the problem is, like Sherlock Holmes that just started, you don't have enough information to even know where to start guessing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's kind of the-
AKA players, you don't have enough information, get levels, scrubs.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this, especially with that roll. Something happened. It was not normal. It was strange, and it definitely happened.
Okay.
Is the bartender even looking around?
You might want to ask him. He's had his head down this entire time.
He
Is
just
he
thinks
dead?
it's a concussion.
No, he's definitely aware. He's not dead. He'll look up. Boy, do you want something?
Did
Oh,
you not
rooms!
No.
Of course, you wanted rooms. Of course, you can stay here as long as you like. On the house, I've caused you enough trouble.
Cool.
Did you hear the music?
I no be hearing no music, lass.
Well, it's done now, but there was, well, maybe not exactly music. It was, oh God, it was like the vague memory of a song. She kind of like leans her elbows against the table and rubs at her forehead.
He kind of scratches his beard. Oh, it did feel like the room got quieter for a moment, but I thought that would just be me own mind playing tricks on me. Getting old, you know.
She shakes her head and just no, that was magic. I have no idea where it's from, but
With that, he'll actually stand back up. Do you think it'd be north? Maybe come back to finish the job. And starts looking around.
well, no,
We
I don't think so.
We did also have Kip here just recently, and he caused quite a stir earlier. Maybe it is something to do with that?
I don't think so. With and she kind of sits halfway on the table and says, "This doesn't feel like any spell I've ever encountered, especially a musical one. Either this is something incredibly exotic, or this is some kind of ability that's inherent in someone. But I suppose you would be the one to know if Kip has some kind of talent like that." And she looks over at Arthur.
Arthur's gonna shrug. I mean, Squeak. He doesn't think Kip has.
You've
anything,
never heard
right?
of dragons
Okay, yeah.
doing anything like that. Dragons tend to be very loud.
Yeah.
Subtlety's not their strong suit.
No, that doesn't seem like something he would have. It's definitely strange, though.
Are you certain this is something we should be concerned about and not just a fluke?
She frowns a little bit and then says, I don't know, maybe I'm just being paranoid, but it's just odd, especially considering we were just in a fight.
Of course. It is very odd. I felt it as well. Might be something to keep an eye out, but if we can't determine where it came from, I don't know what else we can do.
She nods and moves away from the table. We should, if we're actually going to be dressing up for this opera, we should head out to the store and actually get something. And she'll look at Tavern and go, you need something better than that.
Also, food. We have not eaten yet.
Well, I'm assuming there's food at an opera, isn't there?
Is there?
Delish shakes her head.
Yeah, Adoma, you would know that there are snacks. There's like what you would call a high quality concessions booth that generally has like roasted nuts and
Teeny
wines.
tiny cucumber sandwiches, not a full meal.
Yeah, but they are expensive, and they are not what you'd call a full meal.
Yeah, she just like shakes her head like, no, honey, not even close.
This isn't a movie tavern.
No.
Okay, so then we get
Darian
close.
would stand up and say, if you give me a little bit of time, I could whip something up for you. The kitchen's fine.
I really think you need to rest before.
Orit and I can cook something up if you don't mind us using the kitchen.
Lass, I ain't got no right to tell you no how. By all means.
Come on, Orit, it'll be fun.
Yeah, he was. I guess he was gonna do something else, but now he's doing this.
So if you go
pulling him.
back around the bar, you'll see he'll point it out to you. Give me a second. I can actually just delete the mask. You don't need mask no more. And you'll see the kitchen down to the bottom.
Oh, sorry, Orit.
Oh, there is a kitchen. Woo! Kai runs over.
Well stocked with food, pans, and all you would need to make food. The destruction seemed to be contained only in the main room.
Oh wait, hold on a sec. Do either of these drow kids know how the oven works?
Oh my god.
Absolutely not.
Do either of you have?
No.
Do either of you have
course not.
proficiency in cooking?
No. Absolutely not.
You gave me proficiency in cooking, but it's drow cooking. I mean, come on.
Oh, I
have stoves.
True, but I will say that you've never used one. But peddlers have tried to sell them before and have demonstrated from them, and so you get the concept.
What?
But this is your first.
Those traders, man.
They were much smaller, of course. They weren't as big as this.
I like the idea that they were like door-to-door vacuum salesmen.
Some of them were. They would push things on Drow that Drow have no use for, like sunscreen. No, like like luxuries that you just actual beds when Drow just sleep on furs on the floor. Like they look at that and they're like, why? You'd have to take that apart and carry it whenever you move. That's just no. And stoves are the same way.
Here's the best invention: a refrigerator. It keeps your food cold. Wait a second.
But same thing with stoves. No one ever had any interest in a stove because you have to carry that thing when you go places.
All right, I was just making sure that neither of these drow kids were going to burn down the inn trying to figure out a stove.
Kai definitely might, so I think she's just gonna look at the wine to see if there's any good flavors.
Okay, what am I rolling to cook?
So
Am I gonna help her or make it worse?
Yeah, no, you're gonna help her. You're gonna give her aid, so she'll roll with he will roll with advantage. There's always been a debate: is cooking like an intelligence or a wisdom thing or a dexterity thing because you have to chop and make things? I will say that when it comes to cooking in general, Orit, I will let you kind of choose what stat you want to use if you can justify it as part of your cooking style. You could say it's wisdom because you just know these recipes by heart. You just know exactly. If you don't measure the spices, you just know when enough is enough, right? It could be intelligence because you have the recipes and you carefully measure everything out. It could also be dexterity because you're just really good at chopping food and separating meat from bone. I will leave that to you as to what your cooking style is.
Considering that he has butchered plenty of animals, I'll go with dexterity.
Sure.
Because he knows how to carve a thing or two.
Okay. So go ahead and roll the thieves tool. You're gonna lockpick that chicken. roll the cooking proficiency check. It'll be basically your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus. And you'll do it with advantage because Kai is helping. Because Kai, even if you're not good at cooking, you still like here, chop these onions up.
Yeah.
Okay. Not bad. However, this is going to take you guys some time. So the rest of you, while they're cooking, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna go buy clothes.
Okay.
Ilma's gonna help Ty buy clothes.
All right. Arthur,
Do you
issue.
not trust me?
Not anymore.
just gonna go down here and hi.
Hi. Welcome.
help?
We are cooking.
Do you want help?
You see Kai with like a knife that's way too big, cutting like little onions.
For some reason, she has an apron on. You don't know quite where she got it.
But it's like one of those
Somehow
things.
it-
We're cooking. Bam, 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 bam.
Bam, 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 bam.
If you want to help, sort out the rice. It's over there.
Rice?
Count them out.
Oh,
Just
okay.
scooch them.
Thank you.
Actually, you would probably, if there's rice there, you'd probably need to rinse it very thoroughly. So maybe that's how Arthur
Sure.
would help.
Do you think that his father would have served him rice ever on
No,
Windfile?
rice is not something that's common on Windfall Isle.
I'm
So
okay.
you're looking at tiny little. They look kind of like seeds.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at a shoe coming.
I know, a shoe slowly walking over.
All right. He knows what he's going to
Welcome.
do with the seeds. He's going to take some dirt and put them into the dirt.
Oh no! Or you see Arthur putting more dirt on the rice.
What's your name again?
Me?
Yes, you.
Arthur.
Arthur, do you know how rice works?
No!
Okay.
Oh,
Kai, can you watch the stuff on the stove for me?
yes, hang on. And she's like gonna
Oh, boy.
she's going to like walk a little bit on the kind of crawl over.
Okay,
All right.
crawl under table. All right.
You know, I
I'm
can
gonna show
move.
you I'm gonna show you
Yeah?
how to properly clean your ice, okay?
Okay.
Just so that way you know in the future. I don't want you to poison anyone.
Oh, I was just going to make them grow. I thought... I don't know
Well, I
why, but I
don't-
thought that's what they were supposed to... Like, these were seeds, and we'd get some kind of, like, fruit from them.
As magical as that sounds, no. Unfortunately. But maybe
Oh.
maybe with your weird little green magic you can get that to happen.
I mean, yeah, I can just make them grow. And...
But please
Arthur-
not right now. Okay. No, not
Okay.
right now. Not right now.
Okay.
We
Okay.
need that for food. Gosh, okay. I didn't think you meant you would take that so literally. Okay.
I- What's literally?
Fuck. Okay. It's just one step.
You know
at a
that
time.
word, Arthur. You've heard that word.
Yeah, but he's just fucking with Orit right now.
No, I'm saying you've heard fuck before. That's a word you know.
Hmm.
Kai
Oh, gotcha.
starts putting in more salt into whatever Ori was cooking over here.
I can't pit. Oh my gosh, there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Shoo, would you be able to hand me that pepper over there?
She looks at what you're pointing at. I think it's. She'll hand you the pepper, I think.
It's really garnish. She starts putting it into whatever Ori was working on.
Maybe I should have had you roll at disadvantage. I don't.
Do we need to change that roll now?
No, we're gonna keep the roll. It just means that Ori does a really good job of correcting mistakes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just
Uh,
came in to ask if someone could grab me after
Kai
the
will
food's done.
Kai will grab her. Oh, after the food is done. Of course. Kai takes her hands off of the shoe.
All right.
Where are you off to?
I was going to check up on. She's. Squee. What was that? What was the shopkeeper's name?
Which
Tally.
shopkeeper?
Oh, Spirit? Or no, the Gumtrain
Tally.
son?
No, wait,
Yeah.
I was gonna say which, because you went to like 3 shops yesterday. Are you talking about Tally the Halfling?
Yes,
Yes, Tally.
Tally.
Because I was
I was
gonna be
going
like,
to
dude,
stop by and see what I could do in the short time with Tally. Though it might be better to have it as one giant clump later today. Are you? She's looking around this disaster.
Trying to dissuade Arthur from putting in more dirt. No, there's no dirt. You don't need dirt. Why are you even getting the dirt? This is a completely clean area. Are you just summoning dirt?
Kai's gonna reach
from-
across the table
I
and
have
grab
dirt
a
in my
carrot.
pockets.
She puts it in
Arthur-
whatever Urit was cooking.
Arthur, this is obviously not true. You need dirt for things to grow. You know
Right?
this.
I know this. Plus, he always carries dirt in his pockets. I mean, what else would you put in your pockets?
Arthur, you don't eat. Do you eat dirt? Is that?
No.
Do dragons eat dirt?
No.
I think food will be ready soon if you don't mind waiting. Or if you do go, could you perhaps buy me an outfit for the opera? I will pay for it. I can give you money. And Kai will pull out her gold. Let's see.
A
She's
bit of
handed to a shoe.
metagaming. Ty was going to come in and ask if she could buy anyone stuff on her way.
Well, that's perfect. She'll just hand it to a shoe. Hang on. I just got to
You
see how
can-
much Kai has.
You guys are really close. Ty could have just heard this from the kitchen.
Oh, then you just hear Ty scream, "I'll get it!"
Scream it.
Well,
I'll
what's
get
that
your
for?
dress. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Kai will hand a shoe 100 gold.
Oh, honey.
Okay.
Not my problem right now.
All right. If you find something, thank you.
Arthur will hand over his gold. The entirety of his golds.
A
'Cause he
shoe, you're a
doesn't
Viking
understand.
wife.
Or the garnish is the garnish is catching on fire.
Fuck.
Oh, I'm not stirring it enough.
Kai. It
Yes.
crawls back under
uh,
table to get around.
What is it, Orit?
Here.
Oh,
That's the thing you're supposed to add later.
oh. Well, I like it. She starts like kind of pouring some in her mouth.
All right, I'll leave you
I'm just
guys.
gonna watch as she eats something that is not edible by itself.
So while this is happening, Arthur is kind of just dozing off a little bit, staring at a wall, and then notices vegetables. So he's gonna start chopping up vegetables and fruits and making a really nice salad.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Interesting thing you'll note, Orit, is that Arthur certainly looks like he's chopped vegetables before, but he chops them in a very different way than you're used to. So apparently, because I mean, if you think about it, there's 100 ways you could chop, say, an onion. His is just very different than you've ever seen before. He actually cuts them into what look like little triangle shapes.
Yeah. Also, for whatever reason, whenever he gets near these, they seem to plump up and become greener.
Or
Like,
riper,
more
depending on
vibrant.
what kind
Yeah.
of vegetable it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it would not help Arthur to pick up fruit and do the thump test because they're all going to seem good.
Kai will like kind of start picking from the food he's cutting up when he's like turned away and like plopping some in her mouth.
So, I'm going to
It
leave
is-
you guys... Go ahead.
It is... Okay, so let's say that you have some, I don't know, zucchini. It is the freshest, crispest zucchini you've ever tasted.
Yeah, she'll probably continue to do that for a while.
I will leave you guys to that for now. We're going to move over to Dolmatai and Nashu. You guys head off to Gumfrey and Sons?
Yeah.
Okay. The sun is starting to set as it is getting towards probably 7 in the evening. But still plenty of light. The sun's not over the horizon yet, and you're able to make your way towards Gumfrey and Sons. Once you get in, do you just walk in the door? The front door is normal? I mean, I assume, but you guys don't have any weird plans?
I don't.
Yeah, no.
No.
Gotcha. You go in through the front door, and you hear, "Oh, just a minute," and you see the brown curly hair come up a step stool. Oh, it's you guys! Hi, welcome back.
Hi, nice seeing you after 10 minutes.
Yes, of course. What? No,
She
I was.
snaps a finger points.
I was here the whole time, managing the shop. And he picks up on the counter, picks up a broom, and actually starts sweeping the counter.
Oh my god.
He's standing on the counter.
Uh-huh.
It's so
Nice.
stupid.
Anyway.
Dolma's gonna. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Odd question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but
It wasn't me. I mean,
few minutes ago, would you happen to have a weird instinct of maybe the room getting a lot more silent than you used to?
oh. Yeah, he looks very relieved at the question, and then, yeah, kinda. If you have a song running in your head, I do sometimes. It's like do 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 do, and then all of a sudden you just forget it, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Anywho, we're here to see if we can't buy some dresses for us and a suit.
Oh, well, we have lots of clothes. Are you looking for more day-to-day clothes or fancy?
We're going
Fancy.
out, so fancy.
Excellent. And he will jump off the counter and hit the ground and land and go, I just learned that word not too long ago. Excellent. It means really, really good.
It does.
Not wrong.
And he motions you and excitedly kind of hops around and takes you to the clothing section and takes you to the fancy clothing section. And there's actually a decent collection of very fine sets of clothing. Definitely stuff that would fit going to an opera. Some of it's even stuff that would fit going to, say,
Meet
meet
Celine.
a Celine or a noble family. Correct. Not all of them, but definitely enough of them. But certainly the whole collection is good enough to go. And he goes, all right, so the fine clothes are all 15 gold apiece. They like to keep it a steady price. Says that it's too much trouble to try and price them separately.
All right.
Quite reasonable.
I like this one. And he pulls out this red satin dress and just starts has it between his hands. Think like a kid who's playing with satin, you know what I mean?
He's rubbing the fabric between his hands, rolling it.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's a deep red.
Ty looks at Dolma and goes, "Am I really not allowed to pick for myself?"
You're allowed to pick, but I reserve the right to veto.
Why do you reserve the right to veto?
She just like opens her mouth and then closes her mouth and then sighs and then looks at Ty. Just like,
Are
really?
you saying I have bad style?
I'm not saying that you have bad style.
So that one vine of say it to my face, say it on FaceTime, just started playing in my head. She's like, okay. Then she's gonna go over and she's gonna initially pick out a like kind of a suit that is like very light blue.
Okay.
No,
Mm,
you want to veto it?
I think it looks fantastic.
it's a bit bright.
Tally
Okay.
nods, but like in a way that he agrees that this is good.
Okay. So what do you want me to wear then?
I mean, you're free to pick what you want.
I mean, clearly you have an idea in mind. She has a shit-eating grin this entire time. She is 100% just fucking with you.
She watches Ty for a moment, just like, well, if you insist. Then she starts like going through the rack, just like very, very quickly, like running an eye over each piece and like evaluating them. And yeah, pretty much finally she gets to like a black suit and then like is about to go past it and stops and goes, oh, actually. And she like pulls it off the rack, like holds it up to Ty.
Ty's shit-eating grin vanishes, and she kind of looks and goes, "Oh, okay. I'm okay with this." And for chat, I'll throw it in there. It is this with like the weird gray accent parts are actually gold.
I like it. I like it a lot. And as you're picking that, you actually hear shuffling from behind, and a grown human male that you guys have not seen before, carrying a wrapped up package in brown paper. Tally, I'm headed over to Steam and Steel. Going to give your friend's dad the supplies he asked for. And Tally nods. Oh, all right, Carl. Have fun. Tell Spirit's dad I said hi. And he nods. Oh, I got customers, I see. Our boy here is treating you right.
You showing us the fine goods.
Good.
He's doing wonderfully.
Of course he is. Good job, Tally. I'll be back in a bit. All right, Carl. Take care.
Bye.
And he just like heads out the front door. Yeah.
But yeah, Ty. I'm taking over Ty now.
No.
Dolma hands Ty the outfit and turns to Ashu and goes, "Did you have a particular color style you had in mind?"
I actually have one.
Oh, well, I suppose we should look for something for Kai then. Did Orit say he had something, or?
I don't think Orit said anything. I think he was too focused on the cooking. As she looks off into the distance.
Or flashbacks. That's fair. She pauses and turns to Tally and goes, "What is your," she kind of rolls her hands, return policy?
Return policy?
Should we find that we did not need our goods and they are unused, would we be able to return them?
Oh. Well, I suppose you could, but I'd have to give you your money back. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair.
She like creases her brow, just like, oh yes, that's quite sensible, I think. Just really trying hard to bite back a grin.
Uh-huh.
Ty doesn't. Ty's grinning.
Tally
But
looks
yeah.
like he just informed the customer of something very profound.
Yes, he's just A+ customer service. I'm so proud of him.
By the way,
Uh-huh.
I would like all of you to roll me perception checks.
Oh boy.
That's good.
No, not persuasion. There we are.
Nice,
Perception.
very nice, very nice. Holy crap, guys. Nicely done. While no one's admitting a thing, Tally
Mm-hmm.
is not injured, hurt, or even moving in an injured way whatsoever. He seems very spry, actually. And while they are completely separate, I assure you, when a person who aided you left, he left limping and bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
How tall was the
Interesting.
human? I just realized I was muted this entire time.
How tall was what?
The human that just left.
Oh, average, about 5'10". A bit of a beer gut.
Was the music actually this dude somehow transferring bodies with or fucking changeling or something like that?
Is this stuff like Ty's saying out loud?
This is Kenzie.
Oh, I was gonna say what?
Ty doesn't know magic shit.
I mean, that it would make sense that she would be throwing out weird ass theories.
Ty's the conspiracy theorist now.
She is. Aliens.
Or he's not who you think he is. Probably the much more likely option.
Definitely.
That's essentially what I said, but way more broad.
No, I meant he's not the Crimson Tiger.
Why would you even imply that, Squee?
What? I don't, what?
Or it used to be.
In any case, he seems very spry and full of energy.
Awesome. So essentially, my plan is to also get or eat something just in case he doesn't have something. So, because don't let like the plan ahead, kind of.
Sure. So you pick out outfits. Again, it's 15 gold each. So how many you'll need one? Does Dolma need an outfit or she already have one?
Oh, she already has one.
Gotcha. So 4 outfits.
Yeah, I took my gold off of my character sheet already.
Perfect. So remove 15 from Arthur's gold and 15 from Kai's, and I guess another 15 from somewhere else for Orit if he needs it.
What did you end up getting, by the way, for Arthur?
You haven't answered my question in the Discord chat. I asked you what you wanted.
Sorry.
A Victorian ascot.
God.
Like nothing else, just the Victorian ascot.
Yes.
That's tight.
I mean, it's not gonna chase.
I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, you could get a fancy shirt and then just cut out like the nipple area.
Oh my God.
Just a boob window.
Yeah.
This is high society.
At
you're
this
going
point,
to.
just get him a bra. God.
That would be worse, actually.
Would
Yeah.
it?
I mean, it
Yes.
depends on how big the cup
Fine.
is, because
Yeah.
if it's just out there, it's not going to touch anything.
You're not
Fancy-
gonna find a good sized cup at Gumfrey and Sons.
Oh
Fancy
my God.
dress Arthur
Fair
is just
enough.
the same pants, but with a bow tie and cufflinks.
So he's a Chippendale.
Yeah.
He is an 80s sci-fi noble.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want the joke answer or do you want the serious answer?
I want the
Both.
real
Why not
answer.
both?
Okay, the joke answer would be something I linked in here last week. Let me scroll.
I'm
up
not
and grab
scrolling
it.
up.
I'm scrolling up. Hello.
It's too much
Very-
effort.
Sound like an
Very-
Just
exasperated
get him
mom.
this.
Drawing a line.
yeah!
in the sand. It's a for everyone in the chat. It is a toothless onesie from How to
Yeah.
Train Your Dragon.
My brain said Nick Fury.
Which, by the way, now I really want that.
Right? The real answer is he probably already has clothes. He's just an idiot. But he probably has something like this. And I'll put this picture in chat.
Yes, that would be fair to say. Actually, I do think that we stated that you did have fancier
Yeah.
robes. You just didn't have cold weather clothing.
Yeah. So there's the onesie, which I totally want just to have. There's that poncho that he talked about last session. And if you can find a poncho that has a fur lining, that would be amazing.
Well, that's probably there, though I would say that you might want to do that later because I would have no idea to be looking for that.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's always tomorrow. Or the day
Maybe
after.
what happens is you guys get into an argument trying to figure something out for Arthur, and then just don't get anything.
Or
'cause
you
you
can just
can't
get
figure
something,
something out.
or you can get something and then just return it. But
feel like
Tally
that's
will
more
force
like
you
us.
to get your money back.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
how
pretty
dare
adamant on that.
It's a price I'm gonna have to be willing to pay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's store policy.
You can't argue. The customer service is always right.
Customer service is always
Customer service is
Yes.
sure not always right.
And while they're picking that out, Tally suddenly goes, "Oh," and like hits his fist to his hand. And he goes to a shoe. "I'm sorry, I don't know your name."
My name is Ashu.
"Oh, hello, Ashu. Is it true? You mentioned that you might want to help teach me to read?"
Yes, actually. I'm not quite sure how much time I have now because we're going to.
He is already run off and super fast and runs back carrying this large, beautifully bound book. It looks like it's hand bound. And
The other half of the journal.
no,
Oh, okay.
on the cover, written in Celestial,
Huh.
is a title that says "The New Adventures of the Crimson Tiger" by Tally. And he points to one of the words, like tiger, and goes, "What does this word mean?"
It's Tiger.
Tiger. And he just gets really happy.
So I must point out, this language is a different one than the one in the book, with all of the stock that you have.
It is?
Yes.
He looks at it for the first time. Oh.
I can teach you this one, but it probably won't help you with the other one.
He
But-
holds it to his chest. "I want to learn this one."
Then we shall learn that one.
"Really? You mean it?"
Absolutely.
He literally starts. Hang on, give me a second here. Dancing, not very well.
And Ashu goes, and also I like this. As she glides over and picks out a very interesting top.
All right,
I put it in the Discord.
got it. Oh, top.
That's not a top.
That is not in the fine clothing
Is-
section. That is in the costume section.
Is
All
that
right,
for
I'm gonna
Arthur?
get that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
You know what? I'm okay with this.
That's pretty good.
Also, I believe costumes are only like 2
5 gold.
pieces.
5 gold.
They're
Costumes
5 gold. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
So it's much cheaper. So please mark off 5 gold.
Can do.
Oh boy. You guys have about an hour or so till you know dinner should be
Please
about
tell
ready,
me
so-
it comes with the butterfly nips.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes, it would. Tally doesn't know where those were supposed to go. They're just attached to it. It's pretty clear where they're supposed to go.
Like clamps.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I thought they were pasties.
No, they're
Oh,
pasted. They're not
okay,
clapped.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. That's better.
Perfect.
But Tally would say, "Oh, but well, this book doesn't have anything in it yet. We'd have to use another one. But there's," and he runs back to the counter and starts going through things. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. Maybe that one. And like they're all in common.
No, you said that book was empty.
Uh huh.
Why do you have a book that's written in Celestial that has nothing in it?
Oh, I'm supposed to write in it one day, but I don't know how yet.
Huh.
My dad gave it to me as a final present, and he used to write books, and he wanted me to write a book, and I got to learn, and then on one day I can write in this one.
All right. But it is true, we probably do need to find something that isn't just a cover.
Roll me an investigation check. I was gonna say with advantage, but I mean Tally can't help. He can help,
Dulma
but he
will
can't
assist.
help. Dolma,
Yes.
let's see. Do you
Do
do
I?
not speak Celestial, but
No.
give me a second here. But roll me an intelligence check. Because just because you don't speak a language doesn't mean you can't recognize it, you know
With
what I mean?
my +0 intelligence.
Like I can tell the difference between Japanese and Chinese writing. That doesn't mean I can read it. You can still help, so you can give him advantage. You kind of understand the flowiness of Celestial.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine Celestial's like the cursive of this world.
Is it like an elvish branch or?
No, Celestial
Okay, never mind.
is a completely different beast.
Do I
Yes.
get proficiency with this or not?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I don't know. Do you have proficiency in investigate?
I got half, so it's going to be +1.
Yeah, 'cause Jack
yeah,
does.
I would say no. You would get what's normally there because this is how good you are at finding something. So
Okay.
but roll with advantage.
Okay.
Not bad. You're able to find one book in Celestial.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
She holds it up and goes, I didn't think we would find one.
It's actually not a bad thing. You thumb through it real quick, and it seems to be nursery rhymes in Celestial. Why? There's a nursery rhyme book in Celestial is a bit
she
beyond you.
almost like hoards it to herself, like scanning through it, like, why is this?
And the thing is, it's not like exotic. It's nursery rhymes that you've heard. They're fairly common in the land. It's just, I guess, some really bored person or someone that had some mysterious motivation translated it to Celestial. But it's not a bad thing because it's written very simply and easy to understand. A good beginner book.
She stops and goes, "Where did this one come from?"
Oh, I don't know. Most of these are books that the Carl and the others have borrowed from Worm's Treasure and just haven't really returned. Some of them come in shipments.
Okay. Yes, this will definitely work with what you have, but also she like brings it up a little bit. You have no idea how interesting this is.
Oh, I bet. Is it about heroes? Is it about heroes fighting things?
She scans through it. I think there might be one. No.
he like jumps up on the counter and starts looking over your shoulder. Of course, not able to understand any of it.
These will be more rhymes and things to help you. She stops for a second. This is basically a learning book, for lack of a better term.
Oh, wow! You're very lucky.
Extremely.
I mean, I'm lucky.
Very much so. She like starts flipping through the. She's trying to find like the author or any sort of like signature. She is fascinated by this.
Yeah. Okay. Roll me a d20. I gotta see something. I want to leave this up to chance. Yes, you do find an author.
Yeah.
You kind of flip to the back, and in very small text at the bottom. Give me a second here. Is a small paragraph at the bottom that says, "Written by the mysterious maiden of the starry sea."
Son of a bitch.
Hey, I left it up to chance. He rolled a 3. So it would seem this Arthur, this writer,
Arthur is the mysterious maiden.
has at some point dipped into translating nursery rhyme. I will also note this is a very old book. Probably 10, 15 years at least. You can tell from the age of the pages.
She will set down the book, and then go. Actually, Squeak, how much time do we have until the ball? Or
you have about 3 hours till the ball. So the ball or the opera starts at 10.
Yeah.
And it's currently like 7:15 right now. And dinner would be ready around 8.
She starts thumping her fingers on the cover a little bit, and then like kind of like liches them back, like she shouldn't be doing that. She then goes, "You know what? How about if there's no customers, we get started right now? Well, after we, of course, purchase our goods."
Oh, right. Okay. All right. And he spends the next 5 minutes counting out the 15 gold and the 5 gold, and he struggles, but he gets there. He gets the 5 just fine. That's fine. He's got. It looks like he's got to 8 down pat. Above 8, he starts getting into like using fingers, but he gets there. And you're able to make your transactions.
She then actually goes, a lot of these things go by fives. And she then goes, so the thing about 15 and 5 and 10 is they're actually a little bit easier to count out than you'd think. And she separates the 15 into 3 stacks. This is 1 5, a second 5, and a third 5. And then she conjoins them together. I'll probably not teach you more than this at the moment, but just kind of think that 15s is 3 5s. But let's focus on reading pretty soon, yes?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a second here. I think I understand. So it's 3 groups of 5?
Yes.
Oh. And he looks like he's kind of picking it up. He kind of understands. And then we can say that you spend what the next how long would you like to spend?
She's spending as long as she can before before this. She is she seems to either be distracted or not wanting to go back and eat.
Okay, gotcha. So we'll say you spend a good hour and a half at least. It'll probably take you guys about 30 minutes to get to the opera. So at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours probably at least. Ty and Dolma, do you head back?
Yeah, it looks like we need to get ready. Also, food.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ashu, I have something for that. I'll get back to you in a bit, all right?
Okay.
The rest of you get back to a fairly good smelling scent as you walk back into the tavern and you see Darian starting to sweep up just wrecked wood that used to be tables and chairs. Oi, welcome back, ma'ams. Did you find what you need?
Yes.
Well, I checked. It's a good thing the second and third floor are completely untouched. Them beasties didn't have much time to do much up there. Again, thank you for your help. I'd be dead if it weren't for you.
Do you want me to use some connections to see if we can get you some new furniture quickly?
He leans on the broom and he stares at you. Why are you all being so nice to me? By all rights, you should be drumming me down on me head. I helped that woman bamboozle you.
I mean, we also helped her bamboozle ourselves.
Donna kind of gives her like a weird look, just like that's not how this works. And then she turns to the bar. Is the fucking thing happening again?
No. Nope. You're
Okay,
good.
I was gonna fucking say. Anyways, yeah, she turns to the bartender and kind of has this apologetic look because up until that moment they saw the hellhounds were bearing down on them, she was ready to do the exact same thing to him. So, yeah, she kind of shrugs a little bit and goes, as much as you may have played a part in her plans, she manipulated you just as much, if not more so, than she did us. She not only threatened you, but she nearly killed you. And in the end, she kind of shrugs. There's no reason for us to make enemies when, she's the one we need to focus on.
I guess that I can be seeing that well enough. And I am not going to be looking or staring help down in the mouth. I appreciate it, lass. Me tavern's all I got. If there's anything you can do to help, I'll gladly repay you as and when I can. And of course, as I said before, you're welcome to stay here as long as you need.
I mean, isn't that normally how taverns work? Or do I just have great luck?
I mean, free of charge.
Yeah, Dolma kind of leans over and goes, Eric lets you slide with a lot. And also, this is free. Not pay me whenever you get money. Free.
I'm supposed to pay Eric?
Do you not? She just suddenly gives her this look, just like, have I just been paying out of pocket for no fucking reason?
She kind of just God, how do I describe the face I'm thinking of? It's like, that Christy Teigen gif from her from some award show where she's just kind of grimacing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ah.
Yeah, that one.
I should maybe pay him.
He is taking care of your mints.
Oh
Ty,
no, my mints!
Ty, literally right when you say that, you hear in your mind, hello?
Oh
Hi.
no.
It's me. Just checking in. How are things? Did you find what you need yet? Probably not.
Oh wow, it didn't cut him off?
You don't know if it did
That-
or not?
Technically wasn't 24 words, but no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's learning!
Skin better.
Maybe, or maybe he just got lucky. You don't know.
Yeah, I'd say he got lucky. She will respond, Hi, in Averton, just getting started. Found some hellhounds. All's good.
All right, so you send it back, and then you know how that works. Sometimes you'll get a reply, sometimes you won't. It's one back and forth per casting. So you look back at Dolma.
Oh, Necromancer's checking in. Sorry.
Yeah, and Dolma was about to wave a hand, just oh, I thought so. You got the look.
Hellhounds?
And kind of
Wow, that's crazy. Are you okay? I just want you to know that we're all rooting.
Oh, did he send another one?
Yeah, 1 second. Just holds up finger. Yes, all good. Healed quickly. No Jarek yet.
And no more messages come.
Okay.
So did you actually get a full response?
The first one he managed to make it in the limit, not the second one.
We'll just mark that as an improvement, for the sake of progress.
He needs to make progress.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
And we are at the tavern.
Correct.
So did we actually get the outfit for Kai as well?
I assume we got the outfits for everyone.
You got the outfits for everyone, yeah.
Okay. So then I guess
Including
we
the
have
costume
bags
for
or
Arthur.
something. Jesus Christ, that's gonna have
actually
a whole different bag.
Tally would have wrapped them up in some sort of brown parchment and twine, so they look like little parcels.
Oh, awesome. So Dolma will head over to one of the undestroyed tables, set them out, and yes.
The bar is the only undestroyed table at the moment.
She sets them on the bar and waits for people to come out of the kitchen.
Well, that's not technically true. This table here, the one that a shoe got the note at, it's missing a leg, so it's tilted, but it is there.
So what you're saying is we need X's on all of these poor tables.
Probably, yeah. Fireplace is good.
Good, we can burn it.
No, yay! Wasting gold. So yeah.
This one was good, but it was taken out when the Crimson Tiger was thrown into it.
Yeah,
I set him. Oop, that's my character. I set him down here.
Yeah, the chair is good here. So, like, when I say destroyed, these two tables are nothing but firewood. The rest of the tables are still tables, but they're not functional. Does that make sense?
Can we
Yeah.
take a leg off of one and put it on the other?
And do a
Absolutely.
transplant.
Absolutely, you could.
What do I roll? Do I roll sleight of hand?
I don't. Yeah, I would say sleight of hand. Like, I don't have a Jerry skill, so we'll say sleight of hand.
Dolma will
Is
help.
it sleight of hand or would it be athletics?
I would still say sleight of hand because
Okay.
ripping it off is one thing, balancing it's a separate thing.
Uh,
But you can roll with advantage. Dolma's helping.
All right.
She doesn't want you to destroy another table.
What if I wasn't?
That doesn't help.
Oof, oof.
I doesn't know what she's
turn
doing.
it. I think it's okay.
So what happens is you manage to get it to stable, but the second you put any weight on it, it just slips back down.
Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Nudges it with toe.
In the kitchen, you guys are cooking up a fairly tasty, all hurdles considered, stew.
Kai's leaning against the table, like full from all the stuff she picked off of Arthur's.
You had to
Is
cut
that what you call
twice
it?
twice as many vegetables as you thought you would have to.
Yeah.
Ori probably nicked strawberries and is like, oh my gosh, strawberries are delicious!
You don't get them quite like this ever in the tundra.
No, usually they're frozen when you get there.
Yeah, and then you have to thaw them over the fire.
And then they're just toasted, and that tastes really weird.
Oh my god. Is that like their version of marshmallows? They put frozen strawberries on sticks over a fire?
Hell yeah.
Sounds really sweet.
You do what
Very
you
nice.
can, man.
Right, I understand.
Wow. You guys have never had strawberries?
We've had strawberries. We're not that
Well-
uncultured.
I mean real strawberries, not whatever you guys have up there.
We have tiny little strawberries that are pink.
Huh.
But you
Interesting.
must cook them a certain way, or else you get poisoned.
That's not fun.
It's fine. He's lying to Arthur, by the way.
Roll a deception check, and Arthur roll an insight check.
Kai's just smiling.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Insight, right? All right, cool.
Yes.
All right.
Ah,
I rolled a 2 and a 3. It didn't matter.
Yeah, you're. I mean, yeah. Wow. So
Yeah,
pink
that
strawberries.
sounds
with
real
twisted-
rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is really rough. You should see the cucumbers. Poor unfortunate things.
What are they, brown or something?
You don't want to know, man.
Okay.
It'll keep you up at night.
I like sleep.
And with
Then
that,
good for you.
already, you're like, okay, this is ready. This is as ready as it's ever gonna be.
yeah, Kai will kind of like pat him on the head and be like, let's go feed everyone.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, right. He'll grab all of the food and also hand Kai some of the food because I imagine those are a lot of plates.
Yeah, she'll have one plate. Ooh, she's gonna have one plate on her head and hold 2 in the other. Like,
Dude.
here.
Oh, Reed's gotta watch this.
Do an acrobatics check, please.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. again
Come
on my
you
own.
can do it, Kai.
Nope.
Oh no!
Can I do an athletics check to try and save the food?
I like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Try it.
Alright. Just saying, I'm not saving her. I'm saving the food.
I
Oh,
understand.
Kai is fine.
Alright. 21.
That was an advantage. Still, either way, you rolled a 14 and dropped the 14, so either way, that's fine. Kai sets
No,
everything up.
It was athletics. I have advantage on athletics. With brute force.
Not all the time, you don't.
I thought we said that was going to be the natural resting state.
Have advantage on a skill forever? No.
Okay.
We'll go over it, but I will say that no one will ever get advantage at all times, no matter what, on any skill. That's a bit too powerful. We'll go over it. Either way.
Gee, Burn, why does the GM let you have 2 dice?
Either way, the 14, even the 14 was the first one. That's still enough. So Kai makes it 3 feet. And then the plate on her head slips off, and as she tries to catch that, the other one slips off, and Arthur has to come in behind her and like catch the plates as they're falling, and you just barely you catch the plate on the tip, but you're strong enough to just still hold it level. You know what I mean? Like the leverage. You still got it, and the food's okay. And then Kai's just standing there with like that half the half crunched look as you're trying to catch something.
I think she would be unfazed, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I think she
Fair
would kind of know that this was a bad idea, but still doing it anyway. So she, like, not hearing, like, the sound of, like, something clattering to the ground, she would look over and be like, "Oh, Arthur! You are very quick on your, hands?"
Oh, hang on 1 second. I may have made a mistake. Is this your focus?
Yes.
Okay,
Brute force.
it's your focus. Got you. Sorry, mystics are kind of new to me. Never mind.
It's all good.
Your psychic focus does give you that as long as you denote that, and you don't have to denote every time. We'll just say that that's your base focus unless you choose to shift it. Perfect. My mistake, my friend. You are correct.
All good. I figured that's what the confusion was.
Yeah.
Brute force is nuts, but it's also
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's also what makes this character so unique.
But yeah, you're able to save the dishes.
Yeah.
Nice catch.
Thank you.
Kai's previous statement still stands. Who's hungry? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Kai will set down 2 plates on the table. One for Ty and the other for Dolma.
Where he just puts all of them down on the bar for anyone to pick up. Probably made way too much.
Anyone want something to drink? She says. She starts rooting through the wine glasses.
No. Ty takes the glasses from you.
Ah,
Water.
okay.
As Dolma's
we have
about to
water,
like
right?
reach out and
What do
Water.
you even have
Water.
back here?
There's no water there. You'd have to go back to the
Water.
kitchen to get water.
Water.
Ah.
This one kind of looks like water. She kind of holds up a bottle.
What does it say on the front?
It's hang on, let me smell it. And she like pops open the cork and goes, "Woo! That's
Oh, let
some
me smell.
spicy water. Try it here.
Oh my gosh! What is in that
Spicy
stuff?
water. I don't know.
Oh.
That's not water, lass. That's some very powerful ale.
Oh, very good.
Ale, that's what we're calling it now, huh?
He says like in a low breath as you pass. Oh, I hate customers.
That is some very clear ale. I am impressed.
She's just gonna lean over and goes, "I've lived in tavern for the last 4 years. I know what's up."
I can tell the way you move. You understand.
Where is the shoe?
She is teaching the halfling to read.
Oh, should I bring her some food?
I guess he can. It's not far, but
I will pick up a plate and just head on over to Jeffrey and
Yeah.
Son.
maybe 2 plates since Tally.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, we got
Well-
extras. Just take 2.
Kai will do so and head on out the door. Hopefully,
Nice.
the guy doesn't need his plates.
He doesn't seem to object. It might be.
We just live here now.
Yeah, he's
This
kind
is
of like
our
in a
home
state.
now.
He's kind of like in a state of like,
This might as
You know,
well happen.
like more like when you feel like you're in big trouble or you really messed up and you don't feel like you have a right to say anything right now. That kind of mode.
Also,
So-
in-man gets food too.
Awesome. He dips the spoon into it, eats it. It's a very unusual recipe. I like it. Thank you, lad.
Oreed has a 1,000-yard stare. Yeah, sure. Recipe.
Cut to throwing anything in.
Cut to a very small fire happening earlier.
Yeah.
The alcohol burned in one way or another.
So as you guys are having dinner, Kai, you make your way over to Gumphrey and Sons. You get in through the front door and you see, I don't know, Shu, what's your teaching style? How would you be teaching Tally? Like, where would you be? What would be the scene that Kai is walking in on?
Well, I guess it depends on how much we're allowed to use in the store.
Well, there's no customers, so you pretty much have a run of it.
Is there like a chalkboard?
There's not a chalkboard, but there are tablets and chalk. So like a personal chalkboard type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That would exist.
If there are 2, she would be, she would actually try to buy the chalk and boards and then use those.
Okay. I'm checking. I think there actually is something like that. I remember seeing something like that. Oh, I can't find it for now. We'll say they're like, I mean, they're not that expensive. They're like 5 silver a piece. So what? 1 gold for both.
Okay. Just, okay.
So Kai, you would walk in on Shu writing a language I don't think you know. Hang on, give me a second here.
I can read any language.
No, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can. You fool.
Yeah, you can.
You dingus.
So you see, and here's the odd part: you see a language you don't recognize, but you understand it. Don't know what language it is, but he's writing basically alphabet for it.
Kai will approach and say, "Are you too hungry? We have extra food."
Oh, thank you.
Kai will hand it over to Ashu. What about you? And she'll look over at Tally. Was it Tally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, hello again. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, bye. And then Kai will just leave.
And Tally will just wave bye. She seems
Okay.
very nice.
And head back to the inn.
She does.
She's like my friend, Spirit. Have you met her? She's a gnome.
Oh, I got compared to Spirit.
Ouch.
I have met her.
That's just
Oh,
Criana talking,
good.
not Kai.
She's very sweet. Her dad's a little scary, Imric. He's a bit odd, but I guess when it's just the 2 of them, it gets hard. But anyway, she's really sweet.
She very much is. she's about to say something, and then she just kind of goes, I think we should probably still get back to our lessons. This, as she then points down at the book, these are the essentials for almost any word. Any word that you write will have one of these in them.
Oh. I guess I see. And he'll start like trying to draw it on the board.
Mm-hmm. And she continues her lessons.
Gotcha. Back at the Mundane Inn. You guys are enjoying a pretty decent meal. It tastes pretty good.
Nice.
Girl, heart, girl. How'd it go?
Huh?
A shoe.
Huh? Kaya looks like she was like wandering in, like lost in thought. What?
Did every... Never mind. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yes, food! And she just starts eating. And then she stops because she realizes she's hungry, but then continues to eat.
She stopped because she realized she was hungry. What?
You mean realize she wasn't hungry?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Criana might be a little out of it herself.
I figured that's what you meant. So you guys finish up dinner, and Darian will clean up the plates and start taking them back towards the kitchen, or the bowls really is what they would be. And Arthur and Kai and Orit, you can see like these brown wrapped parcels on the bar.
Normal stuff.
You guys know you've got
Nothing to see
about an hour and a half before the start of the opera.
Yeah, so at that point, Dolma will gesture at the packages and go, "Your garments. We should start getting ready fairly soon if we're going to make it in time."
Garments.
Oh. Garments?
Okay.
Oh, right! I gave a shoe money. Did you pay for it?
No,
Shoe paid
shoe-
with your money.
Oh, good. And then Kai will open up one of the packages, and it is what Orit wanted, and she'll look at it, tilt her head. Huh.
That's not yours.
Oh. She'll point to the other package and glance.
Is there feather sticking out of it?
Yeah, there's like a peacock feather sticking out the side.
No, not that one either.
Dolma will actually go over and separate out the packages and hand Kai the one that was picked out for her.
Kai will open it up and pull it out. And thank God it's a corset, because that's what Kai needed, according to last session. Although she didn't get the pearls, but she holds it up, and it's very Sailor Moon-esque in style and silver, and goes well with her monochromatic look that she has. And she'll go, "Ooh, how do I put it on?" And she'll start just stripping and trying to.
Dolma immediately throws out her hands. She's like, "No, you upstairs. We go upstairs, away from the windows. Let's go."
Oh,
She just starts hurrying her upstairs. Nope. And as she's making her way upstairs, she pauses and looks over her shoulder at Ori and goes, "You should change upstairs as well."
Oh no, I
Ori on
know.
the side of caution.
Thank you
Alright,
for
I
your
know.
concern.
She's
Norris at least imparted one useful knowledge.
That's what Ari told you?
Oh, God. Okay. But yeah, she'll lead Kai upstairs, since she also had one of Arthur's apples and therefore is not hungry. And she'll start getting ready herself. Do you need help?
I don't quite understand how this works, and she'll hold up the corset part of it. I
Gotcha.
don't think she like kind of
It's
flips it around.
here. Let me help you. And she'll like once the door is closed and like the window is covered, she'll just be like, you can undress now, and she'll start like undoing the facets on the corset to get it ready.
And Kai will do so, and as she's stripping down, she'll ask, "So you still have not told me about your family history?"
Dolma pauses and then kind of shrugs. I mean, there's not really much else.
Well, where in Ardenfell were you born?
Technically, I was not born in Ardenfell. I was born at sea.
Oh, so your mother was a sailor.
She nods.
Interesting. Your father as well?
No, he was more of a land traveler, but they both roam quite a bit.
I see. Have they ever talked of the tundra to you?
She shakes her head. No, my mother prefers to stick to the seas, and my father is... She pauses, and there's kind of a frown on her face for a moment before she shrugs it off and goes, he doesn't really talk about home or where he's from, so
I
shrugs again.
I see. Well, interesting. Kai is like now just standing there like in her undergarments, just like
Dolma like snaps out of it like, yes, sorry. And she starts helping her into the ocean. Just completely unfazed by any level of nudity. Just like, yep, you go here and then snap this into place and boop.
You know, it is very refreshing down here in Ardenfell. When we are up in the tundra, you have to be quick with changing. But down here, it's so freeing. Oh my goodness. And as she, like the corset's being like tightened up, she like notices the skirt and how short it is. And she like starts like kind of doing like lunges where she's standing, like stretching her legs out, like, look at my legs, I can move.
You have very lovely legs.
Look, but they're so free. And then as soon as you're done like tying her up, she'll start like skipping around the room and like just like kicking her legs up, like, wow, it's wonderful down here.
Yeah, as she's doing that, Dolma will kind of like raise up her hands, just like, you maybe don't do that at the opera.
Oh, of course. I'm still not entirely sure what an opera is, but it is for high-class folk. So I shall try to act like high-class folk.
Well, essentially, an opera is a musical performance. Sometimes it will be in the form of a play. Other times it's just lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of singing. But the performers are more often than not incredible.
Oh, I look forward to hearing some opera stories about your Ardenfell.
She like gives you kind of a smile, and you can't tell if it's like a "aw, you're adorable" or "oh boy" kind of look, but it's probably a mixture of both. And she gestures towards the door, just like, well, go show off your outfit. I have to change myself.
Do you need help with your outfit? It is only fair that I return the offer.
Oh, Gods know I've worn this plenty of times. I don't need any help, but thank you.
All right. And then Kai will start skipping back down on the stairs.
Doma will move off to her room.
Team?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. So there are actually 3 levels to Trolls to the Mundane Tavern. Give me a second. Gotta rename something real quick.
Troll Skull Manor is a horrible name.
Yep.
I'd live there. That's
Hence
actually the
why
name
I
of my house.
changed it. I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you guys as well, so you can put them on your bar if you want, or so you can use it when you need it. But here is level 3, and of course where Dolma and Kai are is level 2.
Ooh.
There we go.
Oh, there's the infamous bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Oh,
2 infamous bathtubs.
wow, this is
My
a
mistake.
high-end joint.
It's a
And there's
very
even
very
poop holes.
it's not a bad tavern at all. It's in a nicer part of the lesser part of town, I guess what you would say. Lower middle class, I guess. But yeah. So that's
3-story place, which is lower middle class.
Well, a 3-story hotel, basically.
Yeah, fair.
In any case, those of you still down below, do you? Oh gosh, Arthur, in particular, you have a parcel in front of you.
He's gonna open it, and there's a bunch of feathers and a couple of butterflies, and he's going to be very confused.
Well, you didn't want anything on your nipples, so...
What are the feathers for?
You put it on your shoulders, and it comes up behind like a weird halo.
Oh. And he's gonna start trying to put it on? How easy is it to put on?
Probably not easy.
I've never done one before, but I have to imagine it's not the simplest.
I mean, on one hand, you're putting your arms through essentially a jacket. It's just the jacket is going the wrong direction.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm.
But you can figure it out.
Yeah, let's just say that the entire time that the two have been upstairs, he's trying to figure this out. Not being super great at it, but finally figures it out and is like, okay, I got this. And Kai comes down the stairs and goes, what the fuck are these for?
I think you put them on your nipples. Maybe put them like right above your nipples.
Perhaps on your eyes.
No, you have to watch the opera. On your knees?
I mean,
Are we really gonna have to wait until Dolma gets down to figure this out?
yes, we are.
Probably.
If Kai comes down, she can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Ori knows
By all
because
means.
of the orc tribe incident with the orc pasties,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah, Tyre also
pasties?
knows, but...
what? Don't ask, man.
Oh, you guys
Oh my
are just
God, I
fucking
forgot
with
about the
Arthur,
orc
who doesn't
pasties.
understand.
How can you forget? You threw them into
That was
the
me. I did that. I'm the boy who lived.
We never went over it, but Ori was very confused when that was in his bundle of clothing.
Sorry.
History repeats itself, it would seem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys start getting your fancy clothes on. Kai, it fits very well, actually. I mean, it's not tailored, but it fits well.
You mean Ty?
Sorry. No, I said Kai.
Oh, you meant me.
Yeah, I meant you.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say
Good.
It's already begun.
it's not tailored, but it fits pretty well, all things considered. Very freeing, like you mentioned. And when Kai comes downstairs, you guys can see her. She looks very nice in it. Dolma, what are you wearing?
So I was working on a picture and I didn't finish it, but whatever. So here's the work in progress, and I can also like send the actual reference. But she
The
comes
Weeze
down
Man?
in this.
Oh, there's something underneath it. I was like, I was like, your picture's the Weeze Man?
It's so pretty.
Oh wow, that's real.
That
Good.
is really
Wow.
Are you good with sharing that with chat?
Yeah. So this is the dress that it's referencing.
Surprise, Ty and Dolma are matching.
Yay!
Aww. This is so cute. Sorry. Now I gotta finish my picture.
Oh,
What?
Oh my, Kai appeared really tiny.
What?
Yeah.
Like they had shrunk
Oh.
him down.
Yeah, apparently my maps aren't quite sized the same way, so I have to kind of change your size when you go back and forth. Also, it doesn't show it very well on the map, but there's stairs right here. That's where the stairs.
Oh, okay. I was
upstairs.
wondering,
Okay.
like, where in
Oh.
the world
Yeah,
are the stairs
okay.
over this
Yeah,
place?
it doesn't seem to
I
have
assumed
them.
that it was done, like, in the trap door
Oh.
that's right there.
It's blue.
It is below. You have to go down to go up.
neat.
So Dulma and Kai, you come downstairs. Arthur has the feathers on and is trying to figure out what to do with the butterflies.
Oh, Arthur, you look wonderful.
I
How
do?
are your nipples?
They're fine, thank
Kai
you.
seems genuinely concerned.
Why do people keep... Why are you guys still asking about my nipples? It's a touchy
Because-
You
subject.
started it.
It was
I-
a great cause of concern.
I was
for
talking
you.
to my brother.
But in front of us, I thought it was something that you shared with your friends. Watch what I can do, and she'll start like lunging like around the room.
Oh my god!
doing
Like
the lunge, like like one step in front, forward, another step forward.
God, you have great posture while doing that with the corset.
Yeah. I'm just not used to having my legs be so free.
Dolma just like leans an elbow against the bar, just be careful not to. She just like raises her hands, just like never mind.
I will
Yeah.
behave once we get to the opera.
That is a lot
So-
of leg. Do you even have any shoes to go with that?
Nope. Oh.
Or do we just go barefoot?
I'm assuming the outfits came with shoes.
What's wrong with barefoot?
You.
It just seems like no one does it around here.
That's
I-
because
what?
most people don't.
I mean, we don't do it up north for obvious reasons.
Did they come with shoes?
Squeak.
Overlord?
they did. Who come with shoes?
The
Like,
outfit.
Fancy outfits.
Oh yes, of course they did. For 15 gold, they better.
Oh.
What in the
Yeah.
world does Kai have? Does Kai have like just high heels to make her even taller?
No,
Oh my-
it's the really tall Sailor Moon
the
boots.
boots.
Sailor Moon
Mhm.
boots.
Sailor
Yeah.
Moon.
Sailor
Platform. No.
But
Yeah, it's like the knee-high
to match
boots.
the outfit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But they're heels for the sake of being taller.
Nice.
Sure.
He just looks even more up like
Jesus Christ! So the two tallest people in the group are both wearing high heels.
We're
Good.
fucking supermodels.
Oh God!
I'm
you
looking
haven't
for a
been
picture.
this tall in like 8 years. Wow.
I haven't
Like,
been
it
this tall. I
Like-
was taller 8 years ago.
No, I mean like height difference between us. It's really surreal right now.
I know.
love Kai so much.
Maybe you will hit puberty soon.
Kai, I've already
What?
done that.
Have you? Kai looks once again genuinely concerned.
Why are you concerned? This is my body.
It is all right. I
Oh, well, I suppose your normal height for other drow.
I'm taller than most other male in my tribe.
I honestly cannot tell. She says, looking down. It all sort of seems the same from up here.
Harsh.
Rude.
Very.
I guess when in comparison to your brother,
This is true.
I'm much shorter.
He does not count, though.
He will never count for anything.
You have a brother?
Yes, I do. He is my twin.
Orit, you feel a familiar sensation of agreement in your mind.
Hey, someone's on my side. The one thing that he and Crystal can agree on. Fuck cost.
Don't know what
will-
happened there, but yep.
Ty will just go, I also have a brother, but not twin. He's older.
Oh, what is your brother's
There.
name?
She kind of looks in the distance. She's like, as she remembers, oh wait, he's like not alive. She kind of looks at it. She's like, his name was Warren.
Oh. I'm sorry for your loss?
She seems to be having issues with time right now. She's like, yeah, I guess that did happen.
And moving on, I need to get changed. I'll be right back.
While that's happening, we're going to cut back to the general store real quick. Ashu, you're noticing the time's getting to where you're going to have to stop, and Tally has written and is sounding out his first word. It's something fairly simple. It's like the equivalent of ball, but he manages to sound it out and say it in Celestial. The syntax is horrible. The accent is atrocious, but he says it. And you can tell Ashu, Tally is not very bright. He does not pick up things quickly. But you can also tell that he concentrates incredibly hard. Harder than most people you've seen. He can focus and concentrate. And when he does pick things up, however slowly, he picks it up very solidly. And he'll manage to say the word, and then he gets very silent, and you'll notice that he has tears running down his face.
What's wrong?
He looks up. Oh, nothing. Well, I was raised by orcs. Raised isn't the right word. I was their slave, and I was saved by my father. He was a great man, and he wrote books, very famous books. Curse of the Crimson Tiger. Have you ever heard of them?
I'm gonna guess, Squee, that I have is a
Yes,
famous books I probably know of.
They are fairly popular, very cheesy Lone Ranger style superhero. The Crimson Tiger is think like the Scarlet Pimpernel, very suave, very classy, always dressed well, and a paragon of justice. Think the golden era Superman. Upstanding morals, always there in the nick of time to save the day and give a speech to villains and get the ladies. It's seen as kind of the same way Lone Ranger is today. It's fun. No one really takes it seriously, but it's popular. Everyone knows about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, he died 2 years ago, and he said that I would write the next one, but no one knew how to teach me, and I'm really happy.
She's kind and considerate and definitely showing a bright brimmed, fairly genuine smile, but also deep down inside she is calculating all of the new things that she just found out. Connection with the author, actually saved him from orcs, meaning that he was most likely an adventurer of some kind. And also, for whatever reason, Celestial. None of the books that I can, even though that book is very famous, it's almost always in common.
That is very true. You haven't seen... well, you know what? Roll me a knowledge history check. Why not? Let's be fair about this.
All right. I gotta close down these floors.
I know, right? It helps to
Let's
have
see,
a very
let's
high-res
see.
monitor. Have a little bit more real estate. Oh my god, a shoe!
Jesus, dude.
I
Pip!
love
Don't
it.
ask me to roll things.
I love it. A shoe? I don't know for what reason. Maybe you were fascinated by it. But you actually know that, while you don't know who wrote The Crimson Tiger, you do know that the original manuscripts were always written in Celestial. It was all the copies, the translations that were in common. Why you know that, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a random fact you picked up over the years, but all of the original first editions, you could say, the first manuscripts were always in Celestial.
I gotta probably fill that one in with a small story. She probably has either heard mention or actually seeked out one of the first books. She's very interested in books, and she probably actually was interested in the first edition. And hearing that somebody was selling one was very interesting to her. She went over there, but immediately found that it was counterfeit because whoever was actually basically just trying to figure out if this is one of the original prints was basically yelling at this guy to even bring a mockery of something in common.
Nice.
And probably had a little bit of talk with this person and found out just a little bit about the original point of this particular book. The origin point, that's what it was. That's the word I want to use.
Nice. I like it a lot. And it does tell you that if you ever do find a Curse of the Crimson Tiger book in Celestial, it was one of the books literally written by his father. Like Spider-Man #1. But anyway, he's just he looks very happy. He just has tears leaking. His eyes are draining.
I'll let him do that for a bit and then realize that the light is dimming enough to be like, all right, I think it's time to get going.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. When can I see you again?
Whenever I have time, I probably will be pretty busy, but if I will have time, I will most likely visit again. I'll try to keep it at nighttime just so it doesn't impede your work.
Nighttime. Right. I can do nighttime. I'm always here unless, I can do nighttime.
Is there a better time for you?
No, it's great. Thank you.
Well, I hope to see you again soon.
You too. And he hugs you, like around your knee.
She's a little put off from physical contact, but she then pats pets in Pat's head.
And then he will take the tablet with the words that he wrote and pronounced and run to the back of the store. Totally leaving you alone in the general store. I mean, alone as far as you can see. Best
Hey,
shop
Squee.
attendant ever. Yes.
As far as you can see.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, obviously, you know, there's people in the building, but there's no one currently in the shop part of it right now.
The store
Okay, fair.
itself goes, "Hey there,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Hey, Shu.
Thought you
No.
got rid of me, didn't you?"
I'm just pointing out that Tally's the best store attendant ever.
Pretty decent.
Well, she's going to actually. She would like take in a bit of the store if there was time, but she doesn't have that. She's
Mm-mm.
rushing all the way back to the inn to get her preparations.
So we'll say by this time, the rest of you are dressed. Is Kai still doing lunges?
Yep.
Kai is doing lunges around the main bar. What are you wearing, Arit?
I put it in chat. Hold on, I gotta scroll.
I'll scroll up a little bit.
Basically, I
Oh,
found
I like it. Yeah.
but in dark blue. I want
Nice.
it in dark blue.
So like a Napoleonic era dress coat, military dress coat almost.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. So oh my god, I had to scroll that. I know there were all these things. Oh my god, it just keeps
Oh.
going.
Oh, he
Sorry.
also has like face paint on.
Oh?
Oh.
Yeah, because he probably would have done that because he's thinking in the north, when you want to be fancy, you put on face paint. So he would do that.
Neat.
That's very
Joke's
true.
on you. Kai's already got hers on because it's tattooed.
So
that's
not
a little trick.
everyone, not
Actually-
everyone can be cool as you, Kai.
Here's an important question. Is Kai wearing her owl mask?
She would probably like have it in her hand, like she's holding on to it, not really wanting to not have it with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she'll keep it on hand, but not wear it.
Like a purse.
Gotcha.
Yes, like a clutch. Yeah.
So, a shoe. What are you wearing?
Let's see if this is the. Nope. I'll grab this.
I just want to point out for the chat when I was speaking earlier, our Discord chat is like the peanut gallery. So it's where we post out of character chatter during sessions. And I guess during the whole tally scene, there was just so much posted I never even saw.
Yep.
Just going
It's
down.
just Elora and
Nice.
I.
Wow, that is really nice looking. I like that.
That is dope.
She will. Has she arrived yet?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she like bursts in the door and then she just like. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me.
Oh, I saw a blur. What was that?
Lunge! Kai just lunging.
Arthur, still having absolutely no idea how to put these on, just puts them on his head. The butterflies.
Nice.
Eventually, Ashu will come back down. Even though she has been running for a bit, she actually smells pretty nice. Thanks, soap.
Weird advertisement placement right there.
Yeah.
By the way, Soap, if you would like to sponsor us.
We love your shoes. Anyway.
If we're going to be going over smells, Adolma is also put on perfume.
Oh, classy.
French
I like
style.
it. So the whole group is actually looking very, very nice. Arthur's a bit out there, but you
Yeah.
know.
Is
Are you
anybody
sticking with
actually
that,
going? Is anybody actually going to show Arthur how to put them on?
Pasties?
The
Dolma will
butterflies.
ask if he wants help.
Please.
She gently plucks them out of his hair and holds them out in front of his nipples and goes, "They're called pasties.
Oh,
You put them here."
okay.
Oh, nipple protections.
Oh, that's what
Nice.
they're called.
That is very useful. You can keep that as we travel if you have to wear any shirts.
Yeah.
So I gotta imagine. I mean, Arthur has a chiseled physique.
Uh-huh.
He
That
does.
probably doesn't look half bad.
Yeah.
A little odd, maybe, but I mean,
Dude,
it's
he's
one of
got
those things where he
fucking.
wears it well.
He's got MC Hammer pants,
Yeah.
like big
Uh-huh.
poofy pants, no shoes. The pants are dark blue and with silver lining. He's got this peacock feather jacket thing, which is going up his head, and he's got 2 butterflies on his nipples. Doesn't look that bad.
God, this is a Chuck Tingle character. At this
Yes,
point.
it is.
So, dressed for the opera.
Yeah,
You
he
all,
also-
mhm.
He also has his necklace with the head of
nice.
Bahamut.
Yes. Very nice.
Is he actually
you-
like wearing it like a necklace or around his wrist?
Like a necklace this time.
Hmm.
So you guys get directions from the barkeep, and he tells you,
Sweet.
Darian. Yes.
Squee, is it possible that I can take Clipper to the opera?
How
Bring this up to Dolma.
visible would they be?
No, it's like there must be some people who like don't walk to the opera in this city, right?
That's true. I would say yes, you could.
And the horse desperately needs exercise. I don't know who's been taking care of the horse since like Orit's been gone.
So there are. So you Darian would tell you the opera hall has stables. They're typically meant for coaches, but they can house horses. Well, obviously they can house horses. You know what I mean.
Yeah. The carriage just drives itself.
The horse stays outside. The carriage goes in. But yes, there are stables at the opera house. And if you guys look at Averton, you'll see a green square I put around the opera house. It's in the eastern very corner of the fancy district of Averton. It's not just the opera house, it's the theater auditorium of Averton. It has operas and plays and events and things like that. But for tonight, it is the opera house.
No, it's making a noise. Sorry.
Oh. You guys make your way. It is nighttime
What?
now.
Oh, there
Mhm.
it is. Never mind. I
Oh,
found
all
it.
right. Gotcha. It is nighttime. However, once you get across the bridge into the other side of, well, no, in the side that you're on, you head down, and even though it's nighttime, you see that there are what looks like to be fairy fire lamps that line the streets every so often, still giving you enough light even at night to see where you're going more or less. And as you pass a very large shrine, the Ashu, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You've been here before. It's a saloon shrine, a shrine to Saloon, the goddess. You see several what look to be maybe priests or nuns in religious dress outside in front of the chapel, offering healing for free to any who need it. And one of them, a young, looks to be young wood elf, would come up. Hello, blessings of Saloon upon you. Do any of you need healing by chance? We have finished the day with several spells left in our ability to cast, and we do not want them to go to waste.
Arthur's going to say in Wood Elven, me, I need healing.
Of course. And she will cast Cure Wounds on you, and as she does so, she will say, "Blessing of Saloon be upon you." So you get 6, 7, 8, 9 points of healing.
Okay. Boom.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Not
I'm almost
Game
at
on
full now.
topped off.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know if I healed last session.
Mm. But you see, there's about 5 of them out there, just
Piff.
healing any who need it. And when she's done, the rest of you are declined. She goes, "Well, then have a very pleasant evening. It was a pleasure to see you all." And she will meekly walk back towards the chapel. You continue on your way. You cross the bridge into the more affluent side of Averton, and you see that the fairy fire lamps are much more common now, to where you have no trouble seeing where you're going, and the roads are now paved with cobblestone instead of with kind of a dirt gravelly mix. And you do see people filtering through the streets towards the opera house. Several carriages as well. You pass by what looks to be an enormous clock tower, and the Temple of the Gods, which Ashu, again, you've rolled so well already for Averton, I won't make you roll again for it. You know that there are shrines like the Shrine of Saloon, but there is one large Temple of the Gods in Averton that is a one-stop shop, you could almost say. For they don't have room to have a large shrine to every pantheon, or every god in the pantheon. So what they do have is one large building that is dedicated, certain sections of it, to the different gods, so that you could have a place to go to devote yourself. Paladins and clerics use it a lot. You pass by it, and eventually you wind up at the opera house. Orit, it is 5 silver to stable Clipper.
Okay.
I will now mention I give back the extra funds that was not used for purchases back to the people.
All the people.
I gave you 100. How much was the fancy stuff?
15.
Okay.
Ty back in the inn would have held out her arm to Dolma like she was gonna escort her.
Ulma will accept the arm.
Okay.
Kai would probably be holding Orit's hand, mostly because she would she's kind of like a kid. She'd see something shiny and start wandering off. So I think Orit would hopefully be cool with it. He'd know that okay, yeah, this is just
I was going to mention that Orit would have probably offered to have Kai ride with him.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yes. She'd probably take that. Be like a little princess.
Yeah. Yay.
You guys approach the door, and you're greeted by the ushers. They linger a little bit on Arthur, but they are very
High
polite.
class fashion, man. You just don't get it.
They are very polite, and they ask for your names, as it is a reservation affair. So they don't have, it's not like a ticket thing where you have, it's not like box office tickets, right? It's you buy a seat, and when you go up there, you say who you are, and they will tell you where you're seated. So you'll go up to the usher and say,
Yay.
"Hello. Names?"
Ashu steps forward and goes, "Is there a reservation for an Ashu and Associates?"
Ashu and Associates. Ashu. Yes. Here we go. Second balcony under private box C, section 8. And he has a little diagram he can show you. Have a pleasant evening.
She gives a courteous bow, and then is on her way. She will also on the way go and say, probably best if I said Ashu and Associates, mainly because it looks like everyone knows who the flip I am for some reason. Everyone's sending me the messages.
It's true. You keep rolling well on those.
Are
If you keep
usually-
rolling well on everything.
Are you usually this popular?
In another way, yes.
Is it? I'm sorry about this, but is it because you're a tiefling, so you were the easiest one of us to recognize?
That'd be my guess.
And of course, I don't mention it all the time, but of course, as you know, the general atmosphere around you is always the same. The ushers are very polite, but it's a professional polite.
Right.
You guys make your way inside, and it is gorgeous. The inside of it is polished wood. It has almost a nostalgic vibe of the older days of Ardenfell when the decor was much more tribalistic in a sense. It almost looks like Norse symbols and things of that nature. Everything is very polished, very fancy wood. The rails are gilded with gold, and it leads to this beautiful auditorium with a stage out front. And now, Ashu, you know that you were told to meet Mert during intermission in private box C, which coincidentally, your seats are underneath private box C. So close by.
Mhm.
And actually within view, if you look up, you can see box C, and box C would be able to see your section. But the seats are very comfortable. They are very plush, which is, I gotta admit, in a fantasy world, not that common. Most seats are just wood. These seats have padding and are very comfortable, and actually has spacious legroom and an arm room, unlike many auditoriums. And as you guys take a seat, there are people that come by with roasted nuts and beverages and small, tiny little cakes. And basically, if you guys want to, for the price of 1 gold, you can get enough snacks to last the opera.
Yep.
For a person, per person.
Oh yeah. Yep. Kai will buy it. Can Kai give 2 gold so she can get 1 for her and Orit?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? She's gonna buy everyone their own snacks. It's on Kai tonight. Kai's feeling fancy.
Nuts.
Kai will buy everyone nuts.
Nice.
Kai is
Finally
the
got
Oprah
some.
of snacks.
Yep.
Everyone gets snacks.
You get a snack and you get a snack.
You guys take your seats. It is chill at first, but with so many people in there, as there are hundreds of people in here, it warms up fairly quickly. So good news for you, Arthur. It's chilly at the get-go, but it starts to warm up and get much more comfortable.
Sweet.
And the opera starts. And it is a new opera. Dolma and Shu, none of you have seen this before. This is a first showing. The first 2 acts portray a princess. It's a fantasy kingdom, so it's not a real setting in Ardenfell. But I know it's a fantasy kingdom of the fantasy kingdom. But it is a very shy, a very sweet princess by the name of Music. Of course, it's an opera. Everything's very symbolized. And she is played by a beautiful half-elf with blonde hair. And the story is about her meeting a young suitor who was just a common lad, a human who was a cobbler, who dreamed of great aspirations. And the opera itself is a touching love story about how they develop feelings for each other, but they never act upon them because of their stations in life. And that's the first 2 acts concern basically a love tale between them. The music is wonderful. It's beautifully crafted. It's very clear that whoever made this opera put a lot of effort and detail into it. The production value is fantastic. There are think like an opera back in the 17th century. The special effects are very good for that day and age, except now there's music. I mean, there's magic, so there's probably several people behind the scenes casting presentations and thaumaturgies to and casting the light spell at the right time. It's actually a very pretty performance, and for those of you who have never been to an opera before, you have never seen so elegant a form of entertainment.
What language is it in?
It is in common. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Arthur.
Fucking son of a bitch.
So not only is it common, it is opera common, so even harder
Mhm.
for poor
The
Arthur to
songs.
figure out.
The songs are
Oh.
beautiful, Arthur, but
So after a bit, Dolma will probably notice Arthur like frowning really hard at the stage, and she'll lean over and in Elven start translating, kind of in a hushed whisper, the lyrics.
actually, I should note this very early on before the performance started. My apologies, I forgot this part. But an usher would come by and say, "Tongues, 15 gold for casting of tongues."
What? Oh my God! Arthur is not going to understand that at all.
The rest of you, especially Dolma, you would definitely understand.
Yeah.
Operas are very high society, and the last thing an opera wants is for a pompous noble to not be able to understand. So, to kind of cut the head off the rose, so to speak, or to nip it in the bud, they offer cheap castings of tongues for the performance, so that no matter what language you speak, you can understand it.
I love this.
Dolma also offers to translate. If he wants.
Also, that would also denote, especially for many of you, these tickets are probably very expensive.
Yeah.
So Dolma can translate, or you can spend 15 gold, or both.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll spend the 15 gold.
Okay.
Never
So-
mind.
I'm sorry, Dolma. Hey, Dolma, at least you get to just enjoy the opera. It's very beautiful music.
This is one of the rare times where Arthur will actually be able to understand common. I gotta take it. I'm sorry.
So everything I just said, you understand perfect, including the songs.
Oh, that's so cool.
After the second act is over, there's an intermission. This is listed to be about 15 minutes. And people start getting up to go to the restroom or refresh themselves, etc. What do you guys do?
Use the restroom.
Yep.
Okay.
The 50-mile-long ladies' restroom line.
I guess
Every
more to the
day
point.
ever.
More to the point. Who and do you go see Mert?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It would be
Everyone
hilarious.
Why-
You guys just
Yeah.
go to the opera and go home.
Thanks for the tickets, man. That was great.
That was really nice of you, dude.
Yeah, sorry, I totally forgot that it was supposed to be during the intermission. I thought it was supposed to be afterwards.
I was about to be like,
It.
I guess everyone goes up to the restroom, and Ari's just like, weren't we just...
Are we
where's
not
everyone
gonna?
going?"
We
Ty.
like start moving, and then we're like, oh shit.
Oh shit, I have to pee, but also Ty has to go. Ty was pushing for this too hard for her not to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adolma will also go to meet whatever the fuck his name is.
Mert.
Mert.
Mert. So you guys go up to Box C, and you find it mostly empty as people are leaving to refresh themselves. But in the front seat sits a rather portly man dressed in very fancy dress, with a hat
Ooh.
and a
What the
combed
heck
beard.
is this man? Oh my god.
He looks like he should be a cat.
Meow.
A little bit, right? And he sits there with his legs propped up, and he is tossing roasted nuts into the air and catching them in his mouth. And as you approach, he sees you. Aha! Good! Finally, you made it. Good. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Ty sits.
Kai
And,
will
As does
sit.
Dolma.
Yeah.
And he will, as he says that, he will snap and point to the door, and the usher by the door will discreetly close them, leaving the box in private. Ah, so you got my message. Good, good. I wasn't there to see the display this morning, but I definitely heard about it. And well, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mert, though I suppose you definitely understood that. But I am a contact for the Harpers. And I was told that you might be a good fit for us. So, here I am, reaching out to speak to you, to gauge interest, to see if perhaps you would fit our needs, etc., etc. Have you heard of the Harpers, of who we are?
This is an underground gang, right? I'm using gang loosely there.
You out of character?
Yeah, out of character.
They're not so underground. They're discreet, but they're definitely not underground because they're not an illegal group.
Oh, I was gonna ask like if they were a criminal group, essentially. What I was trying to get.
No, they're not. They are simply discreet. From what Kip said, they are comprised of spies and saboteurs and things of that nature. So they are discreet, but they're not illegal.
Okay, that might be just out of Tyburn's wheelhouse then.
Correct, right. You would have heard of them.
Oh, yeah, I would say she heard, but it's not something like it's not. They're not buyers.
Right, definitely not. Well, not that you know.
They're not
mean,
a group she probably interacted with.
They, as
But
a
she's aware of them.
group, they are not buyers. Individuals, who knows, right?
Yeah.
But he kind of looks around at the faces. Well, I suppose many of you are new to this area. Perhaps I should explain. The Harpers are a society of loosely affiliated individuals with specific skills, all turned towards a specific purpose. We have a belief. To put it as simply as I can, and he kind of tosses up another roasted nut and catches it in his mouth. Power tends to corrupt. Those in power, if left unchecked, tend to enjoy that power, and the longer they have the power they have, they are in danger of abusing said power. It can sometimes be hard to remember the little people when you're so far removed from them, if you know what I mean.
I understand you completely.
As do I. And Kai will like give Ty a look that says she's not getting it.
I hear what you're saying.
It's true, you do.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he does, and he's just flipping his shit like, wow, this is cool.
Dolma kind of... Are there, like, elbow rests on the... or armrests on the chairs and things?
Yes, they're very
Okay.
nice chairs.
Yeah, she kind of rests an elbow on the armrest and goes, I do see where you're coming from, but I do have to disagree with part of it. From what I have experienced, power does not necessarily corrupt, but it certainly does reveal. When you have the power to do what you wish, then you see what one has always wished to do. If that is a wish to do good, then that is what they will do. If the opposite is true, then she shrugs.
And he kind of sits forward. A lady of philosophy. But I ask you, how could you ever know? How could you know if those were thoughts that they always had, or thoughts that they developed over time with power?
She kind of raises a brow and goes, I believe that's what most people call splitting hairs.
He grins. Isn't that what debating philosophy is all about, dear?
I suppose.
I like you. And he leans back again. In any case, the Harpers are, as I said, a loosely affiliated group that tends to, or attempts to, keep those in power in check. Consider us the limiters, you might say. We do our best to sniff out tyrants or people that are starting to act like tyrants and do what we can to ensure that they don't. Or if they do, if we find tyranny, then we do what we can to remove it with as little collateral issue as possible. Take Lady Celine, for example. By all accounts, a fine woman, and she has been ruling this land for longer than I've been alive, to be sure. But if she were ever to become less savory, well, the Harpers are here to, I suppose you could say, monitor her. And if ever she did start stepping out of line like that, well, then we would take steps to ensure the safety of Averton and all the free lands. Luckily, with her, we've never needed it, and he kind of shakes a hand, and hopefully, Gods be praised, we'll never need to. But the second we aren't observant is the second disaster will strike.
It is... You have a lot of confidence. Not many people would speak ill of Lady Celine so openly with strangers.
Ill? I'm not speaking ill of her at all. I am simply speaking hypothetical.
Of course. We do not need to, split hairs.
I knew you were a clever bunch. Truth be told, I doubt that Lady Celine will ever be a concern. We have been watching her for many years, and she has never given us cause. There are many others in this world far more deserving of our attention. I was simply trying to use a hyperbolic example, I suppose would be the best word.
So why did you call us here?
Well, my dear girl, because we think that you might be a good fit for the Harpers. If you yourselves have a sense of justice inside you and seek to protect those without power, those that can't defend themselves, then our interests may be aligned. And quite honestly, we saw that you rub elbows with very powerful people, which means that you could be very influential given time. We're always looking for good recruits.
She briefly wrinkles her nose at him calling her girl straight out, but she would go, so what would that entail for us? Just observation and reporting, or?
Oh, no, nothing so mundane. But I do have certain tasks that I could use help on from time to time that, if you could help me with, would certainly prove your dedication to the Harpers and net you quite substantial benefits. For example, you may or may not know, but Coralon's Crown, the potion brewery in town, is one of us and can offer you discounts on her goods. Not to mention that we Harpers always look out for each other, and if ever you're in need, you'd be able to call upon us for aid. Assuming, of course, that you are willing to join and prove yourselves as valuable members.
I'm sorry to be so forward with this. I'm not particularly I don't like this situation. So you say that we have talents you seem to enjoy. As far as I can tell, you don't know any of our talents. As far as I know, you've only seen us go into a building.
Technically, he didn't see us go in.
Well, no, our agent saw. What we saw, what talents, and he holds up a finger as like a explanatory finger. Talents I'm referring to is a bunch of strangers that came into town from different directions, meeting up, apparently walking into the hunter's ground, becoming hunters, and on the very first day you're here, getting an audience with Lady Celine herself. Now, if that doesn't take skill, I don't know what does.
Kai looks to a shoe.
Oh, I have so many words that would make this relationship go down the toilet so fast.
I have a second hypothesis. You saw somebody who has a connection with a higher power and wanted to keep maybe a closer eye on such things. Get an audience with these people, try to have them to your side, and maybe in the future have them, I don't know, meet maybe somebody else in the past that they want to keep an eye on. I don't like this situation because it feels more being used than joining as a member. I don't think we have a proven as a, how do I say, skilled member of this particular society. I do, mind you, love to take down any tyrants and help out the people in need. But you say people in power corrupt, and you sit here buying very expensive tickets to a very elaborate opera. Something about this does not rub me the right way.
We aren't afraid of power or wealth at all. We simply seek to monitor people, even myself, to ensure that they don't abuse their power. Perhaps this would set you at ease. Harpers are independent agents, one might say. Every Harper is as different as the person themselves, and we hardly ever assign people to positions for any length of time. You are more left to your own devices to operate as you see fit. From time to time, we may have tasks that we request help on, but you are always welcome to decline them. And in return, if ever you're in need, you can call upon our considerable aid. If you are uncertain of our motives, shall we say, then I say let your morals be your guide. Join us and only partake in missions that you feel justified in partaking in. After all, if we forced everyone to conform to all of our points of view, we'd be no better than the tyrants we're trying to halt.
It is unfortunate that we live in a society that judges based on what labels we are given. I am not opposed to, I suppose, stopping tyrants, as you have brought up, but we are new here, and to give ourselves such a label right away, although we already have given ourselves some kind of label, I do not believe it would be a wise decision for us at this time. I, of course, cannot speak on behalf of everyone, but I have to agree with Ashu.
I think to put all the cards on the table, you are not the only group that has reached out to us.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think you're going to get an immediate answer tonight from us. This is going to involve discussion.
I see. Well, I can't fault you on that. I will never begrudge someone for being careful. Then, how about this? If you decide to change your mind, you can visit me at my manor. It is located in the middle part of town. Have you seen the clock tower?
How could we miss
you've
it?
Seen the clock tower, yes, of course. Well, my manor is slightly north of it. It's a modest home, but you're welcome to come by there anytime. And hang on, give me a second here. I'm looking for the name. Oh, it doesn't actually have a name. He says, you're welcome to visit me on my manor. Yes, that place where you're pointing. Anytime you like, knock on the door. If I'm there, by all means, I will invite you in, offer you a cup of tea, and we can discuss this further. I have no interest in pushing your hand. That wouldn't be any use to anyone.
I thank you for your hospitality in all of this.
He nods. Well then, In any case, do enjoy the rest of the opera, and it was a pleasure speaking with you all.
Yes, thank you.
Kai will bow her head.
Mert will
Yes.
nod his.
I appreciate you listening to my direct queries. I do hope that we do speak again in the future, but maybe you and I can prove to each other exactly what our intentions are a little bit better.
One thing, my dear madam, I can assure you in the Harpers, that not of one of us are dumb enough to judge a person simply upon appearances. We prefer to dig deeper into the meat of the bone, one might say.
Not much meat and bones, really.
I suppose that's true. I never much considered that saying. The point is, if we stop encouraging people speaking directly, well, then we've become the very thing that we're trying to halt.
Well, thank you.
Kai's already
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
I walked out.
So the rest of you walk back to your seats or go to the restroom, etc.?
Quick restroom break, and then
Gotcha. You guys get back to your seats, and the lights dim again, and the third act starts. And the act starts with the princess music singing to her love on the other side of the stage, a song of remorse of how she loves him, but she cannot go to him, how her stature is holding her. And you all are lost to however extent that your character would be to the song, and the opera house is silent as it listens. And all of a sudden you hear a voice. Oh, just kiss him already! Dolma, it's a very familiar voice. Honestly, you've been mooning over him all opera. You all see a rather large bluish-black orc in a nice dress stand up. Or just go over there and pull down his pants and see what pops out. Come on! Everyone's just staring aghast. The music stops. And Dolma, this orc, climbs up on stage before anyone can stop her. It's not that hard. Look! Takes the male actor, swings him dramatically down and just starts laying into him, just full on making out.
Oh my
Everyone gasps.
Kai's eyebrows are just to the top of her hairline.
is this who I think it is?
It is Ty, you, and Dolma are very aware.
Oh no!
Dolma is going to, as carefully and quietly as she can, leave the box and find some place to hide.
As you're leaving,
Shall I roll a stealth?
uh-huh.
Oh,
As
dear
you are
sweet
leaving,
Jesus.
this person is getting tackled by the guards and laughing hysterically as she looks at the lead woman and goes, "Oh, you snooze, you lose, love." As the guards are just starting to drag her away.
I don't think that was part of the play, but that was amazing.
I do not understand the storyline if it is part of the play.
Yeah, but it's art. You never quite understand it. You just kind of go with it.
You snooze, you lose, I guess.
Those of you who have a passive perception above 13, you notice Dolmas quietly slipping away while this is happening.
Where's Doma going?
I would also like you all to roll me a perception check, please.
Wait, why did I close my character sheet to do that? Perception?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Ty, you don't have to.
Oh,
Orit. Tall, bluish black orc with white hair. There's some similarities there.
Orit will get up to go and see where Doma went. Now he is curious.
Tiber just puts like an arm on your shoulder and like kind of sits down and goes, "No, it's rude to leave."
The Doma left.
Well, we can't have two people leaving.
And,
Maybe
and
not
about
part
this
of the party
time,
system.
and about this time, like the opera house is like exploded into chatter as people are talking about this atrocity that just took place.
No, it's just, it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure she just went to the bathroom.
Are you all right, Miss Tyburn?
I am, yes.
Oh, then why do you hesitate when we try to leave? Or Orit tries to leave, but I would follow Orit.
Because this is the custom of the land to let people leave when they want.
Roll a deception check. Everyone who wants to roll an insight.
Oh, come on, Orit!
Orit,
No, that seems right, I suppose.
Orit, you know she's just trying to keep you there.
Orit says in Drow, like starting to walk away, holding Kai's hand to like lead her away. Like, yeah, we'll just sit down, bed down, it's fine. He whispers in Drow, Kai, distract her for me.
Kai grabs Tyburn's face and kisses her.
Perfect.
Are we talking like what the orc just did?
Yep. She's just copying the orc. It seemed to work well for the opera, so might as well just do it.
Ty, this isn't like gentle kissing. This is full on.
Ty is trying to push you off.
I'm gonna have a different insight check. Is this magic? Is this some sort of like weird thing that's going on the other?
It is the magic of friendship.
No magic that you're aware of. Ty, would you say you're sufficiently distracted?
Sufficiently distracted.
Orit, you're free to go.
Look at it, getting out of there.
Even if she wasn't, I think she's too entangled to grab you.
Kaitana is very tall.
This is true.
Roll survival to find her.
Cutting over to Dolma. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Cutting over to Dolma. Dolma, where are you headed? You can clearly see she's being dragged out of the building, out of one of the side entrances, laughing
Oh my god.
hysterically. She's having a blast.
She's going to wait for a little bit for her to like disappear through the door, just kind of like pacing back and forth, just like okay, just oh god. And then she's like, once the guards have like gone out and come back in, she's going to go through the same doors.
You mean the side doors?
The side doors, yep, same ones that they went through.
Orit, go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, she's just gonna go through.
Orit, since she waited some time, it was not hard to follow her. So you see her go through some side doors.
More suspicious. Can I stealthily try to follow her?
Yes, you can.
Shall I roll stealth?
Yes, you should. All right, Dolma, what's your passive?
13.
Okay. I'll get to that in a second when you get out the door. Dolma, you get out the door and you see
Mm-hmm.
This orc, with her hands tied behind her back, several guards off to the side, and she is just giggling to herself.
Do I smell alcohol?
No, actually. Well, a little. Well, a moderate.
Moderate for her.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Okay. She's going to walk over, put on her biggest, most polite smile and go, I'm terribly sorry. Would you mind giving us just one moment, please? The guards.
They look at you, look at her. We're not uncuffing her, and you better talk fast. She's going to be spending at least the night in the jail.
Oh no, please don't uncuff her. And the smile just drops.
And when you say that, you just hear... and they back off just a little bit, recognizing a resemblance.
Oh god. She turns to her and goes, what in the seven hells are you doing?
Hey, Buttercup, you look fantastic.
Thanks. Great. What in the hell was... You can't...
You like
and
that?
she just starts going off in orc, just like, I cannot believe you just did this. You can't even possibly imagine how fucking embarrassing that is. You can't just go up in the middle of a performance. You can't just shout in front of a fucking opera. And she just like starts shouting at that point, and then like she just like stops herself, like brings her hands up and then down.
She returns in Orcish. I don't know. I think the little boy liked it.
Oh gods. Oh gods. Oh god. Oh god.
Besides, it's all part of the plan.
What plan? What are you doing here? I thought you sailed off.
Well, I thought about it, but then I thought, that lousy father of yours is never going to get out. So I'm busting him out.
You're what?
Step one, case the joint. And she kind of like holds up tied hands.
She's just got like a hand clasped over her mouth and she stares off just like, no, you need to get back to the ship and you need to sail off. I told you I have this under control.
Oh, I would love to, she says in comment. But it seems I'm going to be spending a night in jail. And she lowers her voice. Don't ruin this, Dolma. You'll only embarrass yourself more. And she just grins with teeth. And then, in an uncanny... By the way, Orit, you hear most of this, but Dolma, you do see Orit walk out the door, probably during your orcish tirade.
Oh my god, like as soon as she spots him, she just like, her hand whips up and she clasps it over her mouth, just like, just we will have words.
And in an uncanny imitation of you, I think she's going to stab me. And the guards just tackle her to the ground, and she just starts going,
Oh my god.
Tolma just like takes a step back, like has both of her hands like pressed against her eyes, like, oh god.
They start picking her up and hauling her off towards the local prison.
Moms be crazy, yo.
Oh my god. She just stands there and almost as if she's hoping you'll forget she's there. She just does not move. She does not look at you or eat. She doesn't say anything. She's just staring off into the middle distance like she's having war flashbacks.
Or it's thinking, wow, I thought I tripped back there, but I guess no one noticed. How weird.
Oh God.
The silence just continues for a little bit.
If Ori doesn't leave after a bit, she's going to look over at him and go, "So how much of that did you hear?"
I was thinking, shit, I've been caught. Thought I was so clever. He steps from whatever thing he was hiding behind, hands behind himself like he is acting smug for no reason, but he's really thinking like, dang it, I thought I did a very good job back there. Oh well. Strides forward. Well, I heard it. To be quite frank, I didn't understand most of it.
There's like a fraction of relief.
Sounded very upset though. Sorry to do this to you, but after the whole Norith thing, you know,
She
paranoid.
shakes her head. Yeah, she shakes her head and goes, "No, that's fair." And she just like closes her eyes and like leans against the side of the building, like head pressed into the stone, like, I thought this was going to be a relaxing evening.
Dilma,
Simple night at the opera.
as you're doing that, you see someone rush up to you. It's the lead actor, male actor, rushed up to you. I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. Excuse me. And runs off down the street.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh my god.
Something was awoken within him.
Oh my God.
I must turn to my smutty romance novels.
Doma just like looks at him, watches him go past, and just and then turns to Orit and goes, well, if the play hasn't been cancelled, we should go rejoin the others.
Well, I haven't heard anything about a cancellation, but given that the male lead is now wandering about trying to find his new,
Don't. And she like holds up a hand.
I'm thinking it might take a while.
Meanwhile, inside, ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you the rest of the opera has been cancelled.
And Kai pulls away, unfazed from the makeout session.
The
entire time.
Oh my God, she's just looking to romance everyone.
To Kai, the whole world is a dating sim.
I is just kind of leaning back in the balcony, like, what the fuck?
I wonder where Orit went. And she'll look around, like, once again, completely unfazed. Doesn't even seem winded.
Why?
Ashu takes a deep breath in, and then deep exhale, stands up, and gathers herself, and gets the end of the booth, and then she looks like from that point on, she looks like she's stomping. She looks like she's angry. She's going over to the most official looking attendant.
Uh-huh.
How dare you? I paid good money for this. I would like a full refund.
His face sees you and, like, eyes widen. Roll me an intimidation check, please. May not have even been your purpose, but still.
Oh.
He goes, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to back up, ma'am. Okay? You stop being so aggressive.
Can wait, is this within earshot of Kai?
Oh yeah, it's very within earshot.
Kai will run up to a shoe and say, "Oh, please, you'll have to forgive my mother." And she looks to a shoe and like puts her hands on a shoe's shoulder. "But it is not often I am down here, and we were so looking forward to the opera. We were hoping that, well, we could see it, but, well, it seems my trip is ruined." She kind of like lowers her eyes.
Spins around and holds your face. "I'm sorry, my dear."
I expected a smooch.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Roll me a persuasion check, because I know it's a deception, but you're not trying to convince them you're lying. You're trying to convince them to do something. So I'd like, and with advantage, thankfully, with advantage.
I don't know. This all seems like a deception. I didn't pay for this, and this is not my time.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a fair point. Let's do deception then, and you can choose who rolls it. It doesn't have to be one of the other.
Oh, okay.
We're doing this together. Whoever has the higher deception, I guess.
Your deception. What's your deception?
My deception's very good. It's
very
good. +8.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, with advantage.
Oh, with advantage, all right.
Yes.
He kind of looks back and forth and very well. Look, normally we don't refund tickets. We simply allow you to come another night. But if you're on a trip, and I know we're supposed to be diplomatically kind of the drow. Look, he writes something down on a parchment. Take this to the front desk. They will refund you to your tickets.
Thank you.
We appreciate it so very much. Come, Mother, it's not good for your health to be so aggressive. And she'll like put her hand around a shoe's shoulder and walk her towards the front.
So you are refunded a total of 150 gold pieces.
Nice.
High five.
Are we splitting that or? No,
I think those
splitting that,
two
are we?
deserve it.
We'll split it between
Okay.
myself and Guys.
Okay.
That seems fair, honestly.
Dolma and Oritu come in. Everyone's leaving. People
How
do not
about
seem
that
happy.
cancellation?
Fucking knew it. Oh man. Dolma's gonna try and find Ty. I'm guessing she's still in the booth.
Still on the yeah.
Yeah, she goes over and sits next to Ty and just like kind of slumps down in the seat, completely undignified, just like fingers to forehead.
I tried to stop them.
Don't worry, it's fine. We I have a problem.
I think everyone does.
I have a big problem.
What's she planning? Or doing or drinking
She
or
just like
drugging?
shakes. Yeah, she just shakes her head, just like later. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
I need a drink.
Yeah. Yeah, drinks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, the taller drow sure cast me to distract me. So your mom is a bad influence in so many ways.
Thomas just like getting up, just like, yeah, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas just like pauses, just like, I can't deal with this. She just starts walking out.
You can't be dealing with this. It just follows you.
The rest of you make your way out. Yes, Arthur?
Arthur is just sitting there trying to process what the big deal is.
Did he just sit there and watch the makeout session, or?
Yeah, both of them.
Eating the nuts like it's
I
popcorn.
mean,
like...
if they're not going to be entertaining him on the stage, then why not?
Let's just see how this plays out.
I should
More like he
probably
doesn't
mention,
understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I think it's a fair point to point out. I don't know, Arthur kissing is, but dragons don't kiss. That's just not what they do.
No. And he might have seen it at the monastery he was at. Doesn't mean he understands it at
Right.
all.
Y'all keep mushing your faces together, and it's really weird.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I guess he'll scoot on after everybody.
You guys make your way down the streets back towards the mundane inn. It is close to midnight now. Yes, Ashu?
If we're passing one of the monasteries, was that lady who gave out a heal?
Oh, she was a priestess from the saloon shrine.
I'm gonna take a quick stop there.
Okay. You stop there. The doors are always open in a saloon shrine, so you can open them. What about the rest of you? Ashu kind of stops. Do you say this to anyone, or?
She goes like, "I have a quick stop."
Kai will hang out outside.
Is it a
I'll
liquor
go.
store?
All right. Shu and Arthur go in. Orit, Dolma.
Staying outside. I got a horse.
Yeah, it's true. You do.
Dolma continues to the tavern because she wants to get drunk as quickly as possible.
So you go inside, and as you go inside, there is
I burn alive.
there is a few priests and priestesses milling about, including the one that gave healing to Arthur. She seems to be lighting candles.
Ashu will go directly to her.
Oh, welcome to the Temple of Saloon. Blessings be upon you.
Thank you. I actually have a donation.
Oh, that's very generous.
She rummages around in her bag. She stops for a second. Is there a place I should put this, or?
Oh, yes. And she will guide you to what looks to be a lockbox for donations. And she says, "Here." Though I must be honest, it's not very often used.
She slides in 75 gold.
Nice.
Aw, that's
That's
nice.
why Kai stayed outside.
If I may, what is your name?
Ashu.
Ashu. I am Priestess Ren. It is a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for your generosity.
Likewise.
Well, have a beautiful evening.
She gives a courteous nod and exits out. And while she, just for fun, as she gives a small smirk as she's leaving the doors, she will whisper a small cantrip and have lightning strike as she leaves the building.
God damn
Damn,
it.
Ashu.
Yeah.
So extra. It's amazing.
Very nice. The rest of you continue on to the mundane inn, where you see Dolma already getting drunk.
Oh, Ty's with her.
Dolma and Ty already getting drunk. It's, like I said, around midnight.
Wow, Kai, you really did a number.
On what?
I don't know. That's just what I hear.
What is the number? Like currency?
I don't
5.
Like I said,
The
I
number
don't-
is 5.
The number is 5. I do not
Or
understand.
5?
You did a 5.
I did a 5.
Yeah, that's about right.
In any case, thank you
ouch.
for your
Kai's just tilting her head, not registering what the hell anyone's saying.
Ty just threw shade and no one knows it.
Oh, I didn't even realize either. I was
must be
thinking,
the alcohol.
Yeah, I was less thinking of it. Yeah, that was like a scale of 10 kids. I was more like, on a scale of trauma this is going to cause, this is about a 5.
Oh my god.
It's not bad. It's not a bad.
No,
I didn't
no
know
time.
that Kai's kisses were so terrifying. I have to remember this for next time I want Kai to distract anyone.
There is
I know.
reason
Seriously,
why this is hilarious to
That's gonna be
me.
a thing. I'm afraid that's going to be a thing. Kai distract them. She just makes out with them.
Ty, no,
No,
not the
this is
troll.
beautiful.
Guys, imagine the duel of distraction of Tavern playing bagpipes and Kai making out with them.
Oh my god.
Oh
Kai, no, that's a beholder. Don't.
Have you guys heard of the story of Darth Kai the Wise?
Oh my god.
We're gonna get new material for the starry-eyed maiden, whoever her name is.
Starry-eyed maiden. Jesus.
Just Kaitana, the serial kisser.
Oh,
She's our
boy,
best
what have
hockey
we
player.
caused?
Tongue hockey.
You can just see the name of the title. We're all missing that drow kissing.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Hell
God.
yeah. Callie can write it.
Ori will thank Kai for the distraction.
Oh, it was no trouble. Kai kind of like shrugs.
Still appreciate it.
Anything for you, Orit.
Sorry, the way he said like you.
I had like this weird chill go up my spine as I said it. Maybe that's my own. I need to roll some kind of insight check over my own.
So, I have something I'd like to do before we end the session. But before we move on, I assume to you all taking a rest. Is there anything anyone would like to note?
Dolma's getting fucking blitzed, and then she's gonna go pass out.
Gotcha.
Kai wants to try a bubble bath. Sorry.
Okay, sure. Bubble bath. You can take a bath up on the third before going to
Hell
bed.
yeah. Hell yeah.
I had an idea, but I can't justify it now, so I'll save it for another night.
Sure. What about a shoe or eat an Arthur?
Yeah, he would have just thanked Kai, gave her a small, quick hug, and then probably run off to his room to probably carve for the rest of the night before resting.
Understood. Arthur, a shoe?
Oh boy. Definitely carefully take off her nice clothes. Of course in privacy. And yeah, it needs to be noted
I was gonna
now.
say in this group it has to.
So let's see. She would basically just get ready for bed. I don't think anything too special.
Okay. All right.
Arthur is going to take off his gala clothes that was supplied, which is thank you for that. That was great. And take a bath because he kind of needs one. But after that, he's going to spend the rest of the night reading the books which he just got, the series of the Crimson Tiger.
Okay.
I didn't actually know what Ty was doing. Ty is wherever Dolma is.
Okay. Perfect. Two things. First, I need to take Ty into the secret room for a second.
Nate.
I'll be right back, everyone.
Oh god.
Your makeout session gave you superpowers.
Oh my gosh.
The granny's back, and boy is she pissed.
I love a shoe evil stepmom, like evil queen-esque walk into a priest filled area going, yes, I'd like to make a donation. Oh yes, you're great. Have a pleasant day. Flows
Lightning
back
crack.
Very Maleficent-esque, I must say. Very
Fucking
nice.
gets on a broom, flies off into the distance, cackling.
A+. Wonderful.
I'm gonna
Love
say
it.
this away from Squee. That's how you're supposed to freaking like get that.
That's how you make an exit.
That's how you make an exit. Also, like that dude was just kind of like, oh man, no, we should probably take like power away from the poor, the rich and whatnot. No, they're back.
Hi, everyone.
No,
No.
Ah,
All
shit.
right. So, at some point late in the night, probably 3 a.m. or so, those of you who would still be up, we'll say 2 in the morning.
Oh, Arthur's fucking dead asleep by like 10.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Well,
But
it's
we go
midnight
back
when you
at
get
midnight.
home. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's going straight to bed then. He's gonna take
Gotcha.
a bath, be really tired, and go straight to bed. Actually, probably just flop down on the bed and immediately be passed out.
Is there anyone that would be up at this time?
No, not Kai, I don't think.
Okay.
As I said in chat, Dolma is going to be up, but she's going to be drunk.
Very drunk. Gotcha. Understood. A shoe?
She was sleeping.
Gotcha. All right. Let's do this. I would like everybody to roll me a perception check.
Even me?
Even
Even
you.
me?
Okay.
Okay.
Even you.
Perception?
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me my one.
Oh my gosh, guys.
All right.
Is
Orit,
I'm
Arthur, and Ty.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
At some point in the night, you wake up. It feels like the room got quiet. And a minute later, that feeling goes away. And you kind of drift back off to sleep.
Man, this
At
is
some
fucking
point-
creepy.
At some point later, Ty,
Mm-hmm.
you wake up because you notice Dolma coming back into the room.
Okay. She just floats back down.
Dolma,
Uh-huh.
it's a bit odd. You're coming back into the room. You don't exactly remember leaving the room.
She's drunk as hell, so that's not surprising, but also interesting. Yeah, at that point, she's gonna. She's just gonna pass out on the bed.
You pass out on the bed. The next morning, as you all wake up, and we'll address next session more to the point of how everyone wakes up, but I want to cover this part real fast. Dolma and Ty, as you guys wake up, I should say morning, that might be debatable. When you wake up and you get up, and Dolma, you're certainly suffering from a bit of a hangover.
Shall I roll a con check?
Yeah, roll me a con check.
Oh boy, with my +0, it's gonna be great.
Bit of a migraine. Not a migraine, a bit of a hangover. You get up, you kind of yawn, you start walking forward, and you almost trip over a bag. And you're about to curse yourself, maybe for leaving your bag out, but then you wait. That's not your bag. That's not Ty's bag. You don't know this bag. You also notice on the table, next to the bag, is a journal, an open journal that looks like it's been written in, and a quill next to it.
Do I get to investigate it, or
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to take a look at it?
Yeah, it's in my fucking room.
It is a journal, and you start reading it, and it's very odd. It is written by someone named Fulma. He talks about traveling to Averton with his twin sister Dolma and her friend Ty. He talks about going to the hunter ceremony and being dubbed a hunter, meeting Lady Celine. He even writes in his journal about fighting hellhounds with them and healing Ty when she was injured. He talks about going to the opera and confronting his mother with his twin sister. And the last entry in the journal is an entry where he's going to ask his sister to have a walk with him so that they can discuss what to do about Mother.
Also, Mother's kind of ruined to me now when you say it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Dolma EXE has stopped functioning. Please reboot.
And
There's no rebooting this.
we'll go ahead and stop the session there for today.
All right.
Also,
well,
what
thank
kind
you
of name
guys
is
for watching.
Fulma?
Jesus.
What?
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 Oh my
All right.
god, yeah.
See you guys next week. Do you guys have anything to say before we stop streaming?
What the
I love you guys. See you next
Same
week.
bat time, same bat channel.
Bye-bye.
fuck?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.